didn't. My dad was a teacher, so he got me in on a
trial.
It's just because I needed a credit for English and I didn't want to take it.
So are you a first language French speaker then, or do you?
Yes.
Or do you sort of, okay. Well,
I learned English when I was 14.
Wow, savage.
There we go.
I regret not going to my French classes because I'm blind or visually impaired. They're like, "Hey, do you want to learn how to orienteer better?" I was like, "Yes, I do." So I took that instead. I regret not just taking French though.
Oh shit! Sorry. There we go. And that should be good to go. Let me just make sure that this is functional.
Hopefully, I don't get any measles coming
There
from
we go.
over here. Fuck, that was annoying.
Okay, we are functional, and let me switch my cam for the moment.
You're not 13 Shadows. You don't stream that one.
Dun.
I only speak English, bad English, Japanese, C#, and PHP.
I speak the language of love, which is dance.
I shall describe my thesis to you in the only way I know how, through interpretive dance.
Oy vey.
I will clog dance for you from night to morning.
Dear Lord, no.
Oh, clog dancing. It's so much fun. I wouldn't mind taking tap. That'd be dope. Oh God, it's so loud. I just turned on the stream. Jesus.
Jian.
There we go. All people need to do is just put on some strap on their felt shoes and go just hop on the dance floor.
I'm glad you said felt shoes because I was wondering where you were going when you said strap on.
Put on your felt shoes.
Yeah, this usually doesn't end well, does it?
What? Felt shoes?
No. When you start a sentence with a strap on, yeah. What you have to do is strap on, pause.
First of all, you strap on your Velcro sneakers.
This is not where you pause.
You can't spit shine Velcro sneakers.
Ah!
You're getting harassed by weasels?
No, not this time. Fuck that.
Fuck, that was annoying.
I let him in for a couple minutes last night to just try to basically remind him that I have nothing to say with him and he needs to just fuck off because I really don't want to deal with him at all. And of course, he couldn't get the message because he's too busy being fucking deranged. Because that's a thing.
So that's why my phone went off. It just told me that you're live.
Yeah, what a shocker. Jim. There we go.
Only feathers, not fur.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Should start doing like normal invites in a moment here. Jump over and open up a new browser. There you go. I like being able to have 8 million windows open at once without any problems. It's really lovely after the bullshit I'd been having before.
Have you hit 15% yet?
No. Actually, I might have for a moment.
Was it like a boutique, or did you just go to just a random computer place?
No, I went to Fry's.
Oh, yeah, Fry's is good.
And yeah, but going to Fry's and them saying, this is the most, by specs, this is the most powerful system we've ever built. I'm like, fuck, really?
How long has that Fry's been open?
It's the Dallas Fry's. It's the first one that we had in the area.
Oh. Woot. Oh, that's you.
But it's also by specs, so.
I has money.
Give me never mind. Let's see now.
My brain's in that mode where it's disassembling everything into mathematical equations. I've been staring at source code too damn long.
To kick Jello in the patootie for nothing.
Oh,
anyway.
Sorry. Go ahead.
You can't spit shine Velcro sneakers.
You can if you try hard enough.
I don't know why you'd want to try. Well, they're leather. What? Wait, why would somebody put Velcro on leather? Huh?
Felt.
They make leather Velcro sneakers for old guys. What? Okay, well, if my wife says it, it must be true.
You ever? Okay, that
Oh,
comes
well.
from an old like viral video. It's like an old man with a beard on a bus with a black dude, and like then the old dude ends up punching this guy out.
Hmm.
He's like, "You can't spit shine Velcro sneakers," and he says, "Get the amber lamps," and that's it basically. That's what viral videos used to be back in the day.
Viral vid, she ain't what she used to. Never mind.
I've experienced that vicariously through my best friend. He got a viral video.
Vicariously, did you say?
Vicariously. My best friend got a viral video. And he made like $5,000 off of it or something ridiculous like that. It's like 400 views. Or 400,000 views.
That'll do for now. That's enough invites for now.
You also have a somewhat viral video over like 7 years or so, 13.
Well, yeah, even more so when I first fucking uploaded it. The second upload actually didn't get as much traffic, weirdly enough.
Don't you have 1 million views on it?
Well, yeah, but when I very first uploaded, I got like 30,000 in the first 10 minutes. When I then had to re-upload it because there was a little bit of an issue that I had with it, just a sound issue that I had to correct. When I re-uploaded it, I got like half that in the first 20 minutes. It just basically was a little bit slower. Not that it fucking matters. It's still got over 1 million goddamn views.
Did you monetize it?
No, couldn't. Sampling music, couldn't do it.
Gotcha.
Google will not permit. But that's
What
fine.
about that video? Did you have ads on that Moonies video, 13? And then you got shafted?
Yeah, I got fucked on that one, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell was going on there. My only guess is that some member of the cult must have put it on their page or some shit. I don't fucking know. I'm guessing.
That video's still up, or you just don't have ads on it?
No, I didn't bother to re-up it. I'm like, fuck this shit.
You got a strike for that?
How did they get you on that video?
Oh, you remember me, I don't know, about 2 years ago probably now, ranting about Google sitting there giving me shit about this one video saying, you have to be careful about who you approach to promote your videos. I'm like, I didn't approach anyone!
There's
Remember that rant?
name?
It was the video that had to do with that.
There's an interesting name that I haven't seen in a while.
So, I'm still. What? How'd they fuck you over on it though? What happened?
Oh, they pulled it and put up a mirror copy of it, and I lost all the hits on it because they were insisting that I'd gone to some nefarious fucking means to promote it. I don't know.
And now the way YouTube works now, everyone's doing that, and they're not calling on anybody at that point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Apparently, like there's some bug going around where when people subscribe, or there's some glitch where the sub button is basically turns back to red even though you're subscribed to somebody, and when you click it, you unsub yourself. And people are, every time people upload a video, people will go and look, oh, I'm unsubscribed, click, and then you're unsubscribed from somebody.
Lovely.
YouTube's great, isn't it?
YouTube has unsubbed me from a few people.
Yeah,
I haven't
a few times.
I haven't noticed anybody I've been unsubbed to.
It's funny because like several of my the videos from the people that I actually actively watch won't appear in my subscriptions page, but when I'm watching a different one, it'll appear in the recommended for you.
No.
Yeah, the recommended. That's the only thing that works in this entire site is the recommended videos. Surprisingly enough, since I watch enough content, like YouTube normally is pretty good. Like 90% of my recommended videos are stuff I actually want to watch.
We should just go back to the old staff and roll back all the updates to when video responses were a thing.
I took part in that whole thing. Like me and Brian and I think Sugarland Ren actually all like furiously tweeted at the YT creators at Twitter for a couple days. And a bunch of other people.
Don't do the whole Twitter thing.
I do it for fights exclusively. If I'm watching a fight and I see something amazing, I'll tweet it out. Be like, oh yeah, that was pretty dope. And then that's that.
I did
Stan.
visit the Twitter website when the whole thing with Bering was going on to check out that the owner of Fresh TV, Tom McGillis, apparently he wants nuclear war and wants to undermine the democratic system. But other than that, I haven't found anything interesting on there.
Sounds like Stephen Bachman.
I didn't know a kids TV show producing like company could support nuclear war. That seems kind of counterintuitive.
Oh, is that the people who made Total Drama Island?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's the drama. I don't fucking know.
It's a children's TV show.
Well, Pinky and the Brain promotes the idea of world domination.
I like Pinky and the Brain.
The theory is that Pinky is actually the genius, and Brain is actually not so smart.
Well, one of them's a genius, the other's insane. It's just the way it goes.
It's pretty insane to want to take over the world, but what did he want to do with those burlap trousers?
Shh, we don't talk about that.
Can't remember who was in here before when I asked this question. But do you eat your fish and chips with a fork or with your hands?
I don't eat fish and chips. I
Oh,
eat
there you
fish and I eat chips. I don't eat fish and chips. Sometimes fish and French fries are good though.
Oh God.
French and fries.
What about Midnight? Midnight, do you eat your fish and chips with your fish? Oh wait, you're a vegetarian, aren't you?
I do eat fish, but I tend to use my mouth.
Yeah, that's true.
But do you use your hands or do you use a fork?
How is
eats
the
them with
fish
her mouth.
prepared?
It's like bobbing for apples. You just going for it.
It heavily depends on how the fish is prepared. Is there something on it that will be sticky and on my hands after eating the fish?
Ooh, kinky.
I almost exclusively eat it with my hands. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna eat this fish, with my hands.
Like, is it covered with like butter or like the lemony salty crap that they put on it in restaurants? Or
No, it's like battered fish.
battered fish with your hands.
Yeah.
Hands.
There you go.
Yeah, why not? Oh no! Invite the right Steve. Never mind. Okay. McRae, we can invite. Okay.
That's someone I hear his name constantly, and I don't know who he is.
Nah, he's popped in before. If somebody comes in and immediately starts promoting their Patreon on my channel, you'll know who it is.
Who's that? Is that what he does?
Nah, no, it's yeah, he's just big on the promotion thing, promoting his channel, promoting his Patreon, etc., etc., etc. And I kind of get it. He doesn't have like a real job right now, so he's trying to augment using that kind of stuff. So I get it, but it's like, dude, just like ask to pimp first before you pimp.
Yeah. If somebody unsolicitedly, other than you, promoted their Patreon in a shuffle, I would probably go find a reason to complain about them to Patreon and get them shut down.
Well, I mean,
Here we go.
what it kind of comes down to, really, is more along the lines of, okay, well, I just don't want anyone listening thinking that I'm the one promoting because I don't fucking need the money right now.
$167. That's enough to buy a couple pizzas.
Yeah.
Oh, pizza sounds good right now.
But yeah, I actually went to all of my patrons and told them to stop doing the patron thing for a little while. Because I don't.
Hello, Lee. Hello, thank you.
Yeah. I finally went to Andy and was like, dude, I really don't need it right now. Find somebody else to give to. And he's like, okay, cool.
So is Lee a hands or a fork person? It seems like he's a fork person.
Oh man, I don't discriminate against fish who are the victims of abuse and fish who aren't, because there are many fish that are the victims of spousal abuse. It's just the way of the ocean.
Yeah, pretty much. Sadly enough.
Especially freaking porpoises. Porpoises beat the fuck out of their spouses.
Do they?
Oh yeah.
And you're saying they do this on purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
It's porpoise on porpoise violence, and it's always on porpoise.
You got it.
What kind of monster are you?
Lee prefers forks.
Hybrids. He says he uses hands sometimes. I'll take it.
porpoise dolphins will kill the entire family of a dolphin they want to rape, so that there's no backlash.
Bears also eat their young.
I thought Muslims did that too. Never mind.
Ooh.
No, Muslims just pay the dowry,
Oh, okay.
and they generally wait for the
What
8th
about
birthday
Stan?
in Muhammad's case.
9th.
Unless you're being deliberately insensitive, there's no point in being insulting.
No, I'm just kind of like goofing around. I'm not.
Oh, that wasn't directed toward you or anyone else. I'm just actually that was more so directed towards myself. Christ.
Hey, I'm Christ, not you.
In England, using hands for fish and chips is common. But which hand is your fish hand and which one's the chip hand? And if the fish is large enough, don't you need to use both hands for the fish slapping?
Well, left is the hand you wipe with, so I'm hoping they eat with their right.
Is that really a thing? I mean, okay, I worked for the U.S. government for a while, and not only does the left not know what the right's doing, but each expects the other to wipe. So,
Oh, we can have the wiping discussion 13? We can have that one. How do you wipe?
with toilet paper.
Yeah. How do you wipe? You go from the back, or do you go from the front? Or do you go you stand and go from the side?
I start at the middle.
What?
Yeah, I usually start behind the scrotum.
Yeah.
Sit, go from the front, go, and then...
I don't understand what you mean by from the back or from the front. You mean from the top or from the bottom?
From the front or back, that seems more relevant to like women that don't
Yeah,
have
that's
like
kind of
nuts in the way.
Yeah, because they actually have a front to wipe.
Yeah. Yeah, we just have something to shake.
Shake it more than twice. You're playing with yourself.
Yep.
You gotta get into nuance of it all. Do you roll or do you bunch?
What?
You roll the
You
point
mean
paper or
do
do
you
you bunch?
fold or do you
Or do you
bunch?
fold or do you bunch? Yeah.
And that depends on the quality of the toilet paper.
Oh, you're talking about the toilet paper. I thought he was talking about doing weird things to his prick.
Do
Never
you
know.
fold or do you bunch your toilet paper?
The higher the quality of the toilet paper, the more likely I am to fold it. But if it's like that cheap ass, public bathroom Walmart
Office
toilet paper,
paper?
it's a big ass bundle of fucking bunched up toilet paper I use.
Redline, save me from these idiots talking about how they use their toilet paper, please. Granted, I know exactly how Red uses his. He uses it to blow his nose right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. I am
Redline?
fucking miserable right now.
When you eat fish
miserable,
and
I don't
chips, use your hands and a fork.
I'm telling you,
Ugh.
man, when he eats fish or chips, he eats
Fish and
with
chips.
his mouth like normal people. Come on, man.
You mean you don't masticate with your finger and thumb?
Well, he might actually stick him in the side of his head. I don't know, with all the burn damage and whatnot.
Lisa's holding seems like too much work.
So yeah, did you watch Talking Shit Tuesday today, Red?
No, I was too busy driving and trying to not die.
Ah, well, that's usually a good course of action.
Yeah. So
There was much picking on Hannah.
let's see. Well, 15 hours of driving and me throwing up constantly all the way back. I finally made it home.
Why 15 hours? Like, how far were you? Like,
New York.
ah. Did you at least have a good time?
Prior to the plague, that is.
Yeah, prior to the plague.
Well, we were going to do a lot more things, me, Hana, and Dragna, but we only managed to survive for 2 days. And, I didn't get to do half the shit I wanted to do, so it kind of sucked. But I promised Hana that I would be back, in the summer when I'm not very susceptible to negative 30 fucking wind chill.
Wow, Miss Hannah, he must like her.
Ugh, dude. Yeah, we were picking on Hana because of that. The entire time I was there, I will tell you a story, and yes, this is absolutely true. I'm not making any of this shit up. He was hugging all over me, trying to keep me warm, and it was the cutest thing ever.
Well, yeah, because you were sick.
Yay. Cute.
Yeah, it was fucking
How to spread the plague 101.
Well, the T virus has to start somewhere.
Red line is patient
Step
zero.
1, find plague victim. Step 2, hug and cuddle said victim.
And that is how we're
Step
going to
3,
have a
more
zombie
brains.
apocalypse.
Step 4, even more brains.
Yeah.
Patient. We know who patient zero is.
Actually, that reminds me.
Yep, there was definitely a lot of cuddling on day 2.
And grab the link and yoink. One more. Here we go.
Going back a little bit to the shaking of the penis. Standout says.
Dude, what?
It takes a while to stop.
Dude.
Why are we back on this, Jordy?
Because Stan said something. Stan's word is better than my word.
Is there anyone's word who isn't? Just
No, I'm bottom line. I'm willing to admit that. Actually, yeah, prudent can.
Okay, you got a point. You got a point. Or Stephen
Or
Buckman.
Beazles, or yes, Stephen Buckman. Beazles and Stephen Buckman.
Yeah, we kept Beazles offline when he popped in for a couple seconds yesterday.
Stephen Buckman and the Pride of Perth, Australia.
Yeah, see what that one's a real fucking piece of work.
Steve Buckman
And Beazles.
and Beazles, yeah.
I was referencing Beazles, but Buckman works too.
I think he was trying to become an MMA fighter for a while, and like,
Yep, he was.
and him and his brother would just like spar, and it was the most wimpy thing you could ever watch.
What the hell?
They do the windmill.
When the air hits you from my fists, and you'll know it's not my fault. Can't remember the last time I did the windmill.
Yeah, and we have 7 people out in viewer land. For those of you that are watching, the link's in the description. If you want to come and join us, feel free to do so. If I know who the fuck you are, you'll be let right the hell in. If I don't, I will sit there and debate as to whether to let you in or not. But
there are 7 people here listening to Jordy talking about wiping his ass and shaking his dick.
I don't know why.
What did I miss? Tell me.
It's a fun like platonic discussion or whatever you call it. It's
No, it's not. It's just fucking weird.
Did you wipe your ass today, Jordy?
Kevin.
Hey, Kevin Butt Cheeks here.
Kevin,
Butt Cheek, Mr. Butt Cheek, how do
Shut
you
up.
wipe your butt?
Kevin, how do you eat your fish and chips? Do you eat it with a fork or do you eat it with your hands?
Fish and chips.
When you eat fish and chips, do you eat it with a fork?
He
or
means
with the
fish and
hands?
French fries.
Yeah.
I think I eat the fish with a fork and then the French fries with my hand. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't. Whatever. Shut up, Canadian. Shut up, Canucksky.
We need to get Carson in here so he can explain to you how he eats it with his penis.
Just like
Step 1, he stands in the middle of Georgia and fishes the center. Fishes in the center of the Atlantic.
Yep. And we can just stop right there. Anyway.
Kevin, do you crumple or fold?
No, I haven't eaten fish and chips.
No.
Wait, toilet paper? You talking about toilet paper?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. He's trying to figure out if you crinkle or fold your dick.
I crumple, I guess. I don't know. I don't think
You
about
crumple your
these
dick.
things
Cool.
generally.
I've
No,
never
not-
intentionally got bent before, but good job.
People are weird.
Yeah, Jordy's in an odd mood. I'm wondering what he's on tonight.
Nothing at all. Actually, just water and coffee.
He's on Jordy.
That's the problem. He's not on anything. He needs to be, apparently.
Not on anything. Here, see, look.
He's on Clear Eyes. It's
I got
awesome.
my water glass.
Yeah.
I have like a can of tonic water here, but I'm not drinking that shit anymore.
Tonic water.
My buddy bought it. We were gonna make drinks, and he hated it so much he left them all here. So I've been drinking them.
Okay.
It tastes like just like shitty ginger ale.
Yeah, it really does. Red's been on a kick along those lines. My red, that is.
She's drinking ginger ale or she's drinking tonic water?
Tonic water.
Yes.
The flavored shit.
I've had
I
a
can't
club
stand
soda.
carbonated
nasty fucking
water.
aftertaste.
Yeah, I can't stand that shit. I don't understand how some people like it so much.
On like a wedding dare, I drank like so much club soda. I felt so sick later.
I've been doing Sprite for like the last 3 days.
You can find some ginger ale. It might make you feel better.
It might. I might try that.
If you stop choosing to be sick, it'll make you feel better.
Will it away. Will it away.
The law of detraction.
Being sick is not a life choice I can support. God damn it.
So that's what it is. It's a life choice. I see.
If you can avoid it, don't buy Schweppes because it's garbage.
Well, since you're Jesus, why can't you just miracle that shit away?
Hey, I did heal 10 people, but only 1 came back. You can blame the other fucking 9.
Okay.
Don't get no thanks. I ain't gonna do that shit.
I was gonna say, haven't you watched Dark Matter's video? You have to have the right HMO or else Jesus won't heal you.
You can turn water into wine. You can't fucking cure my sickness with a shit.
A Bade eulogy? Yes. This is a question I'm going to ask everybody until I get a proper answer or debate.
The fuck, dude?
But I think it's funny.
I'm eating chicken. Hang on. I'll murder y'all in a minute. There we go. Chicken's gone. Okay.
Anyway, fill me in. What was said on Talking Shit Tuesday that I missed?
Oh, just us picking on Hannah.
About what?
You.
Oh,
It was fun.
anything specific?
I don't know, just the insinuating that you two were a thing kind of bullshit.
I think the word blowjob was mentioned.
Yeah.
You think that's a joke? Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, but also there was a reference. Apparently, what did she like? Pick you up and body slam you or some shit, or what?
Yeah, she actually did. She picked me up and body slams me right on the bed.
Oh, that sounds so much more interesting than it actually is.
Is she bigger than you? Or did she judo throw you?
Picked me up on my knees and just lift me up until my head hit the ceiling, and then body slams my sorry ass right into the bed.
Oh. Hopefully your head wasn't near the wall.
Now,
He's okay.
Well, I don't know how hard his head is. I figure it's probably kind of squishy, but you know, the burns and all.
Only until the foreplay.
We're going there again, are we?
It was.
Start melting the butter.
It was all nice. It was all nice foreplay.
When did you start melting the butter? With the lighter.
Fuck butter.
Well, we didn't get as far as I wanted to because before that was happening, I was puking my guts out.
Always a great way to turn them on. Just throw up for a bit before you start.
Us degenerates never.
Yeah. Listen, honey, I really want to do this, but give me just 1 minute. I gotta go drop.
Okay, hang on. Redline was trying to talk. These might be his last words. We're gonna let him talk.
Hey, listen, if these are my last words, delete my internet history, shithead.
Yeah.
Alright, and also, give someone in the chat an award. Red, you sound like shit. Must be some serious cold. Give that fucker an award.
Yeah. Obvious is obvious.
Somebody had to state the obvious. Holy shit.
I should probably... There.
But yeah. I did call Dragdown. I did call Hannah, let them know that I made it home just fine after driving for fucking 12 hours straight.
That is awful that you had to drive after getting sick like that.
Oh, it was horrible. In fact, Kevin, let me tell you this. When I made it to the Florida Welcome Center, I actually pulled over, went right to the bathroom, and like spewed my guts out all over the place. And this is a public restroom, so so a lot of people heard it. Like, hey, welcome to Florida, shithead.
Yep.
As long as it was only coming out from one hole, you should be good.
Oh man, that's the worst when you get so sick it's coming out of both ends. Oh man. You sit there, you just kind of look at the hopper like, am I going to puke or shit or what? How the hell do I do both?
You sit down on the toilet and what you do is you sit down on the toilet and you put your head in the garbage can.
Yep.
If there's not a garbage can nearby, though, you end up just puking on your own anyway.
You gotta have a garbage can with you, or you gotta hope your sink is close enough to lean into.
Yep.
Or
That definitely sounds like some kind of flu. Food poisoning don't last that long.
No.
Just don't try the whole spread your legs and puke in the bowl between, because that's gonna get all the fuck over you.
I think he's just allergic to Hannah.
well, actually, it all happened after day 2 of hanging out with Hannah. I felt just fine, and then after day 2, I just fucking. I think the weather just got me really bad.
See, what happened was he went to meet this person he knew from the internet, and she didn't quite have the dosage right, so he survived.
It sounds weird, but those like cold fronts and shit can sometimes bring bacteria with them. So like the front hits and then people start getting sick.
That's where you get those.
It hit me like a fucking Mack truck doing 90.
Yeah.
That's where you get those.
I was basically bedridden for 2 days.
Ah, the fun.
So what you're saying is if we go to New York, don't drink the water.
No. The water was fine, but when you go to New York, make sure it's summer.
Yeah. Or that you're not a fucking lightweight.
It was the wind chill. I think was like in the teens, and then it was snowing. And as a Florida boy, that was my first time ever seeing sky cocaine.
Oh,
really?
Yeah. Jackie still goes crazy at the seeing snow.
All these Southerners, and they're thinking snow is this magical thing.
That's so fucking weird to me. I grew up in Massachusetts, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Snow.
Yeah, no kidding.
We see snowfall, and the first thing that happens is our backs start hurting psychosomatically.
It's minus 40 here now.
Back hurts thinking about snow. Holy shit.
I remember being a little kid, just a little ways north of Seattle when I was growing up, and fucking making igloos and shit, wearing those wife beater sleeveless shirts and shorts out there making igloos and snowmen and shit. Walking to school, or at least to the school bus stop, depending on where I lived at the time, and it being so cold that the back of your hand would split open, but it wouldn't bleed because the blood would fucking crystallize along the split.
That's disgusting.
And then going down, and then when I moved from there to Florida, fucking it's 78 or 75, 78 degrees outside, and the fucking first neighbor we meet has a turtleneck on, and she's holding her arms and like shivering. And she's like, I'm going inside, it's cold. Look at each other like, what the fuck did she just say?
I was wearing like 3 shirts, 2 jackets, one on top of the other, and Hannah was like trying to pass on some of her body warmth onto me, and I was shivering like a goddamn leaf. I swear I could power a goddamn jackhammer.
It works better if you just have one big sweater and you're both in it.
You know, that's what I told her, but then she had this weird look on her face, like, shut the fuck up.
Actually, it's surprisingly comfortable.
Well, next time I'll tell her that in the summer.
You can tell her Jesus told you. Jesus told me us both wearing one sweatshirt is really comfortable. We should try it.
Look, Jesus spoke to me, and Jesus says this needs to be a thing, like right now.
Then you whip your lad out.
And then you whip your lad out.
Take your lad out. That's a surefire way to get laid, Prudent. Just take your lad out.
Prudent's not here, man.
Kevin, were you here for when like I was saying that I believe Prudent could get buff?
That's 3 times.
Prudent discourse. Prudent discourse. Wait,
Fine, I'll invite the little dork.
Does it only count if you stay as near to a fraction of a dot?
Oh yeah, that's right. He's not technically.
Join the army. Join the army.
So Kevin, you weren't here when I said that I believe that Prudent could get ripped and shredded. Then I said I was taking some steroids.
I'd believe that before I'd believe that he could get laid.
Isn't a fraction of a dot by definition still a dot?
Yeah.
A half a dot.
I still want to know what that's from, like why you picked that name.
I
Probably
think
from
it's
some documentary or something. I don't know.
I think it's a Sagan reference, actually.
Yeah.
You start out,
Well,
go
that's
out
the-
till it's just a blue dot, and then it's
Well, that's
you
the
zoom out
pale
more, and it's
blue
then
dot.
just a fraction of the dot.
Hmm. It's similar, but I don't think that's Sagan. I don't know. I'll have to ask him. And
It's salmon
to
here.
care.
How are you going to ask Sagan? He's dead.
No, prudent.
Oh, Prudent. Okay.
We had Sam and Max in here.
Sagan still communicates through his pastime of the ganja.
and I said I believe Prudent can get shredded, and I've never gotten more looks of disbelief and words of disbelief. from
Steroids.
Sam and Max.
2 words. Anabolic steroids.
He said
That's
steroids,
what
and then we
I-
stopped looking at him with disbelief, though.
Yeah, I said the steroids are in the mail.
Yeah.
No. Prudent can't take steroids. The shrinkage would make it disappear.
Oh god.
It's not like he uses it.
Truth.
Because Prudent doesn't have any fat to gain. He just needs to gain muscle.
I'm
Or-
gonna
Prudent
join
doesn't
the
have
army
fat to lose.
reserves. I'm gonna get ripped in the army.
No. Not if he's joining the reserves. He's just gonna get fat.
He even said that he doesn't believe that he can get shredded. I was like, Prudent, you have no faith in yourself.
He doesn't need to get shredded. He just needs to gain, some kind of bulk.
Body mass.
Body
There
Just
was-
shred the camera on. And
The
show us his
National
muscle.
Reserves and the National Guard are basically the same damn thing. And do you know how many fucking fat motherfuckers I worked with that were in the Guard and the Reserves? Like, holy crap, how are they considered military?
I liked your little song about what the army reserves being like a tampon.
Yeah.
Once a month.
National heroes, that's
I-
all made up. The Guard is like tampons, used once a month. Anyway.
Okay.
I told Prudent.
That
I used
Go
to
ahead.
make fun of Sergeant Powers with that all the time. He was one of the fat guard fucks.
I told Prudent I would send him a testosterone replacement kit.
I used to live with 2 Army National Guard guys in Iowa who whined about having to go to drill once a month.
Yeah, having to shave once a month. And having to find their uniforms because they haven't touched them in a month. Fucking goddamn.
Yeah, one time my roommate Nick forgot to pay the electric bill for the apartment in January, and then him and his roommate went off to drill for the weekend and left me in the dark without any, I could have paid it, but I didn't have the information or anything. That was fun. I wasn't too happy with them after that. Fucking idiots.
That's when you go to the pool hall and don't come home for 2 days.
No, what I literally did, I lived or I spent most of my time in the bioinformatics lab I was working at because it had lights and heat. Like, yeah, I'll just bring my computer here and fuck around all day. It's better than being at home.
I can tell you,
Drop all
you're
their
pretty.
shit out the window.
I can tell you from multiple experiences, you're surprisingly safe to just pass out in the back of your vehicle at a random gas station.
As long as you're under a light, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most you're going to get is somebody knocking on the window to see if you're alive.
Yep.
Yeah, not so big a deal at that point. I put up a live light. Yay! I haven't had one of those for a while.
Yep.
Well, you didn't tell me this was live.
Oh god, that fucking Mike the Monk guy. He was a fucking bag of hammers. What we should do. I think of it. Oh, there we go. It's being a pain in the ass again.
I wonder if they're ever gonna put an update out for Hangouts that actually is beneficial.
Yeah, right.
Good luck with that.
Google releasing a beneficial update.
I know. How about we put an update to it that gets rid of the fucking sniping exploit? Oh no, sorry, that's a feature.
Yeah.
No,
That's
it's
like
okay that you could kick people from other people's hangouts. That's fine. We intended that.
that's like expecting Google to release a beneficial update is like expecting a Windows operating system that is better than its predecessor.
That happened
Oh.
once.
I just want them to
Nice.
release an update.
Vista doesn't count because it was never officially an operating
Oh,
system.
wait, no,
it was
no,
just
no.
the beta of 7.
You said operating system. Never mind. I was thinking Windows
Well,
version.
XP was an update to Windows Me, and Windows Me was a pile of steaming garbage, and XP was pretty good.
Back when I was working at the FDIC, Windows Millennium came out, and they're like, "We're going to update to Windows Millennium," and they put this company-wide thing out, and then they're like, then about a week or two later, people were like, "So what happened to that?" I'm like, "Oh yeah,
We
that's
have-
right. You weren't part of our division, so you didn't actually get the follow-up mail, which is like
We
an
have
hour
made a
late."
mistake.
Oh, an hour later, they're like, "Oh, there's a massive security exploit, so never mind, we're not
Oh
doing
yeah.
it."
Oh yeah, the
Fucking massive.
Windows ME had a bigger backdoor than a transvestite, man.
I'm glad FDIC's got to take that shit seriously. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
have
Yeah.
to.
I just wish the government would take the advice of the FDIC seriously, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, they also can't upgrade to Windows 10 unless they rip it to shit and build it back up like I did to my Windows 8.
Mhm.
Hopefully they're still on XP to be on. Well, actually XP is got some serious security problems right now too.
Well, because I think they've stopped supporting it. Like, there's no more security patches for it.
Yeah. So right now Windows 7 is really their only choice, and even that you gotta change some shit if you want to actually be secure in it.
Well, I mean, the problem is that once they actually get enough of the bugs out that it's a viable operating system, they discontinue it and move on to the next piece of shit.
Yeah.
Granted, technically they're like two pieces of shit later, but I mean, 10 wouldn't be that bad if they actually okay. In terms of the functionality, 10 wouldn't be bad if they had managed to make it so you could actually fix anything in the goddamn thing. They have everything all over the fucking place.
Mm.
You know, back in the day, it's like, okay, go to control panel, and then you can do pretty much anything the fuck you want. Now, it's all over the fucking place. It's like some of you have to go to settings, some of you have to go here, some of you have to go there. Half the time,
Yeah.
you just have to go to the find line and type in whatever the fuck. It's like, come on, guys.
That's why I prefer to do all my system maintenance through command prompt.
Mm-hmm. Can understand
Nobody really appreciates DOS anymore, though.
Well, we don't really have DOS anymore. It's more of a Unix substructure than anything else. Granted, it still uses DOS commands on the most part.
Yeah.
But the substructure really is very different.
It's not a Unix substructure. The Mac OS has a Unix substructure. As far as I understand it, all Windows 10 has is a shell. Like, you can have your little bash shell, but it's still all Microsoft proprietary shit underneath.
No, but in terms of the way permissions work and this and that, it's
Oh, they changed that?
yeah, it's closer
it's
to
still RWX.
yeah, it's still closer to a Unix substructure than a DOS substructure, though, in terms of how that works. Now,
I
far
never-
from true Unix, of course.
Yeah. I never understood why they fucking have their own proprietary means of doing things that already existed. Like, when you're rewriting the permissions to something on command prompt, you gotta fucking type out this long ass thing. You actually have to put RWX and all this crap. You can't just do CHMOD space 777 and then the file name. So much better.
Mm.
But, oh well.
Abada Eulogy says, also wondering if Red's managed to take a heaving shit on G-Man's front door during this last trip.
Red just left.
Yeah,
Hey.
he's gone. Yeah.
Convenient.
Look at the room, man.
I was in your chat, not looking at your thing.
Nobody loves us
Red
anymore.
was in here when I looked, and then I was waiting for some people to stop so I could say that.
Yeah,
I was
that's what they
talking
all
about
say.
sex.
It's a shame that Angry Pumpkin couldn't get in here before he left. But he's watching some podcast. I don't fucking know.
Okay, straight up, since I've seen the name a couple times, I don't know if I'm saying that right, so feel free to correct me.
Hey, what do you know? Somebody can actually type in a message and retract it before it shows up on the feed. That's kind of cool.
I saw it for a second. I didn't read it though.
Huh. Yeah, XP was a pretty solid OS. I liked XP towards the end, and then they just started fucking shit up more and more.
See, there's one major issue with XP right now, and it's not even security related, but every one of the businesses and every single person out there using XP within the next year and a half-ish will no longer have access to the internet whatsoever.
Lovely.
Wait, what? How does that work? I don't buy that.
XP cannot support IPv6, and IPv4 is being done away with entirely by all ISPs.
Ooh. Really? I haven't heard that. I mean, it makes sense that removing support for IPv6 would do that, but
Yeah.
I wasn't aware it was being phased out just
Yeah,
yet.
we literally were within, like, I think it was 20,000 IP addresses away from having zero open
Exhaustion.
IP addresses on
Yeah,
IPv4.
That's the big problem with it.
So at that point, finally, all the ISPs were like, "Fuck! Well, I guess we'll finally upgrade to IPv6." So
It's like,
and they're
yeah,
not
you
doing
kinda
a dual
have
stack.
to. It's like either do that or we can't have anyone new devices on the internet. Well,
Only when you're coming up to the edge of the cataclysm, or the people actually react.
pretty much.
Yep. Same thing with oil. I mean, we don't give a shit about renewable energy for the most part until it finally runs out, and then we're like,
Oh,
"Well,
it's finally
fuck,
starting to
let's do something."
change.
Yeah.
But
Didn't we run out of natural helium on Earth on 2010? Like, isn't all helium that we're getting artificially produced now?
I don't think so, but I know the supplies are running pretty thin. That's why they wanted moon base so bad, because there's tons of helium and helium-3 on the moon, which is even more rare.
Yeah.
How else are
Yeah.
we supposed to have funny voices?
Actually, with helium-3, there was talk that you could make more efficient fission reactions with them.
Yeah, Stan. IPv6 has been implemented nationwide. Currently, dual stacked by Comcast, Time Warner, AT&T, Cox, and Verizon. At this point, most of them are still doing dual stack, but the dual stack is only a temporary thing. It will be going away here soon.
How will this affect the hacker community?
Yeah, pretty much won't. They just have to type longer addresses.
Yeah, I gotta get used to IPv6 format.
Yep.
Yeah.
It'll slow them down for a month.
No.
Start adding special characters, and it'll be good.
God, if an IP
that's
address
bad.
had special characters, I don't know what.
You get like an at. You get like an at. And he's like at.
Okay, now what was the question?
IPv6.
Hang on.
My
hang on, hang on.
IP address
Wait,
includes
wait,
a
wait,
paragraph
wait.
symbol.
For
Host says, hang on a second. What was the question that the chat had for Red earlier?
Oh, did he take a shit on G-Man's door?
Oh, okay.
No, but I wanted to. Honestly, New Jersey, fix your fucking roads.
Yep.
Joyzy!
You guys do you guys not believe in painting lines on your fucking roads? God!
The kicker is, you know that they have the fucking money to maintain them because the entire fucking state is a toll road.
Yeah, definitely. And so keep in mind, I had my GPS set to avoid tolls because fuck paying $15 each time, but we still had to pay tolls.
Yep, because
And-
it's Jersey.
Exactly. And when we got there, I gotta tell you, the roads were so shit that I think I need new shocks now. I definitely need new tires.
You know what's great about the toll roads in British Columbia, Canada?
Nothing.
They're all
Canada.
done. They're all done by camera and taking a picture of your license plate and then billing via the license plate. So
Texas
when I
does that.
rented a car, I didn't have to give a shit about it.
Texas does the same fucking thing. If you're out of state, they can't fucking get it to you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when Jackie and I drove out here, when we drove through, when we drove south of Denver to go to Colorado Springs to see Brian and Exiled, we went down a tollway, and they're not ever going to get that money, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing about tolls in Florida is that they're each 50 cents and not 15 goddamn dollars.
Mm-hmm.
$15? Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
$15, and that's going each way. Keep that in mind. And if we were to
Who
go
can afford that?
through our if we were
No.
to go the normal way that the GPS was telling us to go, we would have had to pay that 3 times over.
Oh yeah.
So, but in Florida, tolls like, for example, the Skyway is like $1, if that,
Yep.
and going over like 528 heading towards Cape Canaveral, it's $1.
Mhm.
Big
So-
toll is screwing you.
So go
Big
figure.
toll,
So
yeah.
when we got there, when we finally got there, and we finally got everything settled up and everything, I could swear my tires were just like kill me now, and my shocks. Getting out was harder than getting into New York.
Yeah, well, duh. It's not supposed to be easy to escape from prison.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck, I don't know how they do it, but the first thing was that, G-Man, if you're listening, you can keep New Jersey. Fuck that place. Seriously, keep it.
G-Man's in New Jersey.
He's in Jersey
That's
City.
that explains quite a bit.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and honestly, we drove by we went to I don't know how much I'm supposed to divulge here, but let's say we did some things that G-Man also had an opportunity to do, which easily confused him, like going to the Museum of Natural History.
Yeah,
Oh, we
we
got-
heard a vague reference to that at least.
Yeah, but the one thing that I would like people to go to is the planetarium, because apparently G-Man didn't think to go to that, and you should, because it's fucking awesome, and it might actually teach him something about how we know so much about the universe.
Yeah, then he would have learned that the world's flat.
Yeah. Jeez. And maybe
We
that's
don't-
what got me sick, was I was so close to G-Man in the bitter cold. The first
That
2
could do
days
it,
of
man.
being out and about, I was fine, but after the second day, oh my god, fucking
You're
hell.
breathing the
You-
same
you-
air that G-Man once breathed. Yes.
I know.
You were in Jersey, though. That's kind of one of them areas where a lot of the people are like, but you can't know anything. Knowledge is merely opinion.
I forgot my biohazard suit.
Incidentally,
Yeah.
no, G-Man is not a flat earther. I was just cracking a joke because that's one of the few stupid claims he hasn't adopted yet.
Yeah. So
But it is flat on the Bible.
Just wait, he's gonna hear about it, and then he's gonna I have to look into this, and maybe there's something to that. I gotta look into it.
Weirdly
It's a
enough,
flat disc with
that's one of the
thick,
few things that's
transparent
too
ice.
dumb for G-Man.
Yeah.
Earth is a flat disk with a thick, transparent ice shield above it that holds back the water, which is also
Okay,
transparent.
here's a real question. Does G-Man get any money from what he does?
No,
His
Uh,
channel's
I don't know.
monetized. It is monetized.
it is
as far as I
monetized.
know.
Okay.
I don't know if he monetizes every video, but
There was something he said to TJ years ago about how he just sort of embraces all the drama,
oh
and
yeah, we know this. This is common knowledge.
and I take that as he's faking a lot of what he does.
Oh, he's totally faking a lot of it. Well, at least a lot of the character. He might believe some of the crazy shit he says, but
He's
the
definitely
character,
faking the fucking
attitude-
character. We know he doesn't have any
Yeah.
character.
He plays up his persona a lot.
Yeah.
In reality, he's the chocolate atheist.
I don't know.
I remember
All I
that.
know is that when we were trying to set something up with G-Man, he was legitimately pissed off at me, Drag, and Hana because of shit that he doesn't agree with.
He
So-
wasn't pissed off at anything. He was trying to avoid donating to a cause.
Well, now apparently he's changed his mind because people have been very nice and supportive and ramming that shit up his ass. So now apparently he's changed his mind.
Well, all you have to do is point out how un-Christ-like he is, and he feels the need to try to prove you wrong.
Which is weird because this was supposed to be something that was supposed to be live, but I guess he
Yeah.
didn't want to meet us, so.
See, I was mad at him, and I wanted to punish him, but then I thought, what would Jesus do? So I nailed him to a cross, cut off his head, and burned him at the stake. Anyway,
Yep. And then driving there and driving back was a pain in the ass, so yeah. So, double punch.
Yep.
Next time I'm flying, I don't care if I get molested at the gate.
Museum of Natural History. Anyway.
Talk to the big guys at the TSA. All right, so I need you to bend over. I need to check your asshole.
Sir, please.
You're not hiding any of that cocaine in that asshole, are you? If so, I want some.
And they slip on the rubber glove really, really slowly. I want you to give this scumbag a cavity search, and I don't want you to stop until you reach the back of his teeth.
What you do is you look at him and say, I will completely agree to this cavity search, have at it, but I have a latex allergy, so no gloves.
Oh. Ew. Yeah.
Gross, dude, gross.
Yeah.
All
See
right.
if it
So
stops
give
him.
me a few
And
scenes,
tell
I
me,
guess.
because if it stops him, I might try that.
Let's see. Did I? Nope. Okay. Nobody to bug on Facebook to get their butts in here. Oh well.
Yeah,
Let's try.
G-Man most definitely doesn't make anything beyond 1,000 views a video. So yeah, he's not making very much.
You get roughly a penny for every 30-ish views.
Here we go.
Assuming all 30 of them have ad block disabled.
Hey, Kevin.
What?
Did you find the law?
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
John. I don't know.
Is Kevin in trouble?
We can help.
She sounded too sweet for that to be honest. Or not honest. She sounded too sweet for that to be something good.
The
Yeah, I don't
fuck?
know. What the fuck to what? Something just crawl out of you or something?
No.
3 midgets.
Well, actually, it was 4 midgets, but that's not what was the fuck moment. It was just something on this wonderful thing known as the internet.
Oh shit, I'm scared.
Since I haven't been home in a while, I've checked my subscriptions and see what was actually there and see if it was worth anything. And there's actually something that brings me to a what the fuck moment.
Great.
Posting invitations randomly here.
Building suspense with the silence.
Oh shit, I'm scared. I need medical care. I think 3 midgets just crawled out of there.
You. Oops. There we go. That's annoying. Nope, not inviting Sizor. Not a
Oh,
chance.
come on.
No. Just no.
Yeah, just no. Fuck that
Oh,
guy.
Christina. I like Stizer.
He's an acquired taste, let's just say.
He's like a fine wine if that wine was made from dirt.
It was one of those foods where was like, wow, this is actually really good. And then after a while, I was like, wow, this is starting to taste like absolute dog shit. And that's where I am right now.
And milk's
That's
okay
right.
right until it curdles.
And then it's cottage cheese, yum.
Yeah.
Me and Stizer never used to be cool. I'm pretty sure we're cool now. But he was so pissed off at me because I banned him on IG's Hangouts for a while.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Back in the day, it wouldn't let him comment anymore, so he got mad at me.
You say he's an acquired taste like fine wine, but I get the feeling he's more like Mad Dog 2020.
No, we're emphasizing the wine part of it.
You ever drink MD 2020? Shit, it's nasty.
You drink Earthquake?
Actually, no, I haven't.
You should
Either.
try it. It's great.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Get the banana flavored one.
I really don't
Sizars-
believe you.
Sizar's like drinking Lucky Lager. You just do it because you have to. You do it because you want to.
Lucky
You ever
Lager?
had a Four Loco?
Oh, that's more Sizar than Lucky Lager. Lucky Lager is like basically the trash like $5 case like for like a 12 case beer.
Well, no, Four Loco. Crap, I gotta plug in my laptop.
Four
Four Loco
Loko
is
is a
pretty
malt
nasty.
lager, an energy drink malt lager. It's bad.
Four Loco is pretty nasty,
Or
but
malt liquor.
MD 2020 is kind of like Four Loco with no flavoring and no carbonation.
Just as a quick reminder, that for those of you out in Zeroland, link is in description because you can't snipe this fuck. Haha. Anyway.
What did I say? I don't remember what I said. What did I say? Oh,
The fuck if I know.
Nothing useful.
George. No, Lee just said, "Ooh, Jordy, that's just wrong." What did I say?
You
said
said
a
there
bunch of
is
wrong
no
shit.
spoon.
There is no spoon.
Think I'm paying attention to you fucks?
Lee, what did I say?
I'm actually supposed to be writing, but fuck that shit.
Oh, was it what I said about Stizer? I still believe it.
Oh, Lucky Lager.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, of course Lee would know about Lucky Lager.
Of course
Lucky
Lee
Lager
would,
is
yeah.
complete trash. Lucky Lager is trash. I never said it was good. I'm just saying, just drink it because it's cheap, and you're like a young kid. And you're like, hey, what do we want? Like 12 cases of Lucky Lager because we want to party.
Yes, Lee does, what is it? I think it's beer reviews, isn't it?
He does
Yeah.
beer reviews, yeah.
The only
He has
the
a
only
channel that's
alcohol-
actually beneficial to society.
right.
Beer reviews
See,
are better than this shit.
The only alcohol I'm really willing to partake in is that which is a bitch drink.
Ooh, like one of those fruity like strawberry cocktails.
Anything he could
I've
turn into
never
wine.
had that. But like Malibu and pineapple juice.
That's good though. That's dope.
It is tasty, but
Okay, what you do is if you want something dangerous, but like that's also sweet, you get blue Kool-Aid, raspberry sourpuss, and raspberry vodka. You make a liter of blue Kool-Aid, and you put 6 shots of each of those into that, and it's so dangerous, but it's so good.
all I know is the taste of alcohol, that rotting taste, just reminds me of digging through dumpsters as a kid for food, and it's just not a fun thing to taste.
Oh, hang on a second. Lee, you've moved on to hard liquor reviews and movie podcasts? Huh.
Yeah, when I was still subscribed to most people in the Great Debate, he was moving on to movie reviews, actually, or movies podcasts. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That seems to be where everything's going these days anyway. That or the fucking gamer crap.
No, what? Okay, honestly, the biggest like draw now is specifically channels about talking about other drama. That's literally if the Great Debate were like it was in 2008, and that community was around, we'd be on the clock on Drama Alert, always.
The fuck is Drama Alert?
Drama Alert is basically one of the biggest growing channels for the last 2 years. He basically just talks about everything that's happening on Twitter, and that's it basically. It's a dude named Kit or Keemstar.
That sounds like the least interesting thing I've ever
It is.
had the introduction to. And I've been to church.
That's pretty good right there.
But we're also like all like older than 12 because like most of the people who like watch those channels are in their like teens and they thrive on it's like watching soap opera but real life and mostly trash. And that's what these kids do. They sit there and watch their drama alerts and their scarces and catch up on all the daily drama of the day.
They're scarces.
Scarce is someone who has 2 million subscribers. He basically looks at Twitter, says what happened on Twitter, and that's basically it.
Why the fuck would people give a shit what's on Twitter?
Because there's a lot of twatters on Twitter.
I've never once. I'll preface this as I've never made a Twitter account or made any tweets, but I've not to this day heard of anything good coming from a post on Twitter.
Well, I've got to say, I have to admit,
BRB.
since I started the author Twitter account, I do have a lot of fun on there, but that's looking at what all the other authors are posting as their blurbs, because some of them are fucking bad. Oh my god.
Did you ever do that first line, last line thing you were gonna do?
Yeah, I did that for several months. I just haven't been doing much writing because right now I'm going through and doing a rewrite, and you can't really do a first line, last line with a rewrite.
Yeah. I'm surprised I remembered you were gonna do
Yeah. No, the first line, last line thing was actually pretty fun because it's so incredibly out of context. And there's like 2, 3, 4,000 words between the first line that you write in the day and the last. So there's no fucking way of even getting a clue of what the hell's going on, which makes it just this random obscure shit. Twitter is full of transgressive brain leakage. Yeah, probably.
transgressive. Okay.
But if you want like to build a market really quick, that's what you do. You basically start drama with bigger YouTubers, and then people will decide whether they think you're right or not. And then at that point, you'll gain like 3,000 subscribers in a day.
Boring.
I know, but that if you want to make money, that's how you make money on YouTube now.
Man, Stan, for a second I read that as "and many other specialty brands," and I was about to be like, "What the fuck do you mean Bud and Coors are a specialty brand?" But then I reread it.
Anywhere else but the States, they're imports.
Yeah.
No one's gonna pay import cost for a Bud.
Budweiser, you mean?
Yeah.
Think about your statement for a second there.
I don't partake in any other form of Bud.
Well, there you go. There's the issue. But then again, Jesus always was drink wine, be groovy, so.
Yeah.
Or maybe a wine cooler. I don't know.
It was my father that was into the whole burning bush thing.
Oh, okay. You'd rather fuck it than burn it, I guess.
Yeah, I am the vine and you are the branches. The longer I stay in a man, and the longer he stays in me.
Oh, okay. Wow, context removed. Wow.
I love the Bible sometimes.
Okay, that happened. Some things cannot be unthought. Some things cannot be unseen. Some things cannot be undone. Yikes. Oh, usage went to 17%, back down to 12.
It was divine intervention. My bad. I'll stop quoting.
Speaking of the Mary Janes and the green stuff, apparently in Canada, what they're saying they should do, what these councils are saying they're doing, is that at 18 you'll be legally allowed to buy marijuana. Even I think that's a little bit retarded.
Yeah, I'd say 26 would be a good place to set it.
I would say 19 would be a good place to set it because that's what liquor is here, unless you're from a province where it's 18.
Yeah, booze is 21 in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like 18 is probably still too early.
See, I honestly think booze should be set in the U.S. to 16, but driver's licenses should be set to 19. That way you have 3 years of experiencing alcohol and knowing what the fuck your limits are before you think, oh, I'm just a little buzzed, I can drive on this.
I'm a blind man. I can drink as much as I want, and I know I'll get a ride. Even though I don't really drink anymore, so...
I had a friend years ago that I could actually drive drunk better than he could drive sober.
There was an interesting thing on the news a couple of years ago where this dude got pulled over for driving drunk, but he wasn't drunk. He was blind, and I don't mean partially blind. He was completely blind. The reason the cop thought he was drunk was because the drunk person in the back was telling him what to do to drive him home so that they weren't driving drunk.
Are you serious?
So the blind guy was driving really well, but exactly like a person who was drunk.
Okay, somebody look this shit up on Snopes.
Okay, what are we talking about?
Blind guy pulled over as drunk driver will probably get you. Let me see. I'll Google it.
Gaggle.
Check Snopes. Oh man, my wife lives on Snopes. Absolutely, she sits there, Sits down at the computer, logs into Facebook, and she's checking up shit on Snopes within like 10 seconds usually. Because nobody ever checks their sources. Oh, it's Christina. Hey, how's it going? Let me guess, you're at friggin' work again. Yeah, it's nice having a computer that can actually handle the streaming. Yay! Hell, there's not much this computer can't fucking handle. This thing's a fucking monstrosity.
Monstrosity.
Yep. Yeah, I finally gave the machine its name last night. I dubbed it Streaming Behemoth. Ah, you're at work. Yeah, you suck. Oh well. This may turn into a fairly short night because we're just not getting the people in here. Which is weird because we've had some viewers, but people aren't joining us.
An ill-advised trip ended with a long drive into a rough spot when a blind man accompanied by his guide dog and drunken friend steered a vehicle along 2 miles of winding paths in Peachtree City, Georgia, before slamming into a parked car, it was reported Tuesday. Police told the Atlanta Journal-Constitution that the drunken friend, Michael Johnston, who was admittedly under the influence of alcoholic beverages after consuming 6 or 7 beers, gave instructions to the blind man, Samuel McLean, to enable him to negotiate the twists and turns of the paved path. Also riding in the cart was McLean's guide dog, a golden retriever. The journey came to a sudden end when McLean rammed the car into another parked car. No one was hurt in the accident, but McLean, 35, and Johnson, 47, were charged with reckless conduct due to the blatant disregard for public safety, the newspaper said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in 2004. In June
Okay, it was a
2004.
thing. It's a shame. It's a shame that they didn't quite manage to fully qualify for the Darwin Awards.
Right.
Of course, you want the dog to survive.
Yeah. The tail.
Sat in my chair. I turned into my desk, my knee on the edge of like a metal piece. I Charlie horse myself so bad.
God.
Ouch. Fuck, that hurt.
I remember this specifically as, quote, a few years ago. It was 2004. Ugh.
Yep.
Feels bad, man.
And if they were wealthy, they wouldn't have been charged. Kidding.
Those have to be white. Remember, they have to be white.
Well, actually, it's more a matter of whether they're on the swim team.
Hey, white and black is just a social construct. If they're wealthy, they are white.
Yeah, pretty much. Just ask Cart. But wait, is that Ben Carson? Yeah.
That's Alexander Carson.
No, the politician. Ben Carson, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep. No.
Except for that rich, spoiled kid from Black Lives Matter, he thinks he's black.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are my people, dog.
Yeah. Bark with me if you are my dog.
These are my dogs, people.
X gonna give it to you.
What?
X is going to give it to you.
X is going to give it. Where is
You ever heard of
X?
DMX?
Oh, I was thinking X out. Never mind.
X gonna give it to you.
Halt. Hammer sights.
Wow, first yawn already. Holy shit, what the fuck? That's unusual.
Uhuru. What the fuck does Star Trek have to do with this?
What?
Oh, there's mine.
Uhura.
There we go.
Lieutenant Uhura. Open hailing frequencies.
Okay.
Anyway.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, I think we need a new topic. Chat, help us.
You want to talk about the
Weird.
ethics in journalism?
We are
No.
going to need another Timmy.
We want to talk about military strategy?
Oh God, that was painful.
You want to talk about Prudence love life without him?
That's a very brief discussion.
Military strategy. Let's all run in and hit it till it dies.
That's basically what Prudence said.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. We told him he should read Sun Tzu, and he's like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like, wow.
It's like, I don't know who Sun Tzu is.
He'd never heard of Sun Tzu, but he was sitting there talking like he understood war. Yeah.
War never changes.
War never changes.
What is it good for? Never mind.
Industrial growth.
Potentially. Unless you screw up a wartime economy like Bush did.
Truth.
That took some fucking work.
I still wouldn't mind seeing a nice section of the Middle East be renamed to Ground Zero Ocean.
Oh. Have you ever played Hopscotch with the Devil at Ground Zero? Expression of an old friend of mine.
I've never in my life low seen the devil kisses weef wife whoa. Sorry, flashback to the 40s. Sorry, flashback to the 40s. Don't mind me.
Okay. I won't mind you. I'll just murder you in your sleep.
I'll come back in 3 days. You won't accomplish much.
No, that's why I don't mind doing it. It sounds like I'm going to get in trouble for it. You know, you'll be back in a couple days.
Truth.
You'll just hold out the lol BRB sign.
Yep. I got the Archon password, baby. I'll come back. If you've read the 4chan's Bible, you'd get that.
Yeah,
reference.
yeah, that's what I thought of.
Yeah.
No, somebody
The
says
4chan
Archon, I
Bible
think of
7.
ancient video games.
Yes, that's exactly what it's referring
Remote
to.
console.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus was just a guy that his daddy gave him a bunch of cheat codes. That's all it is.
Yeah, they permabanned him with some sticks and
Some
some
9-inch nails.
But he had the
He told the
Archon
Jews
password for life.
hardcore.
We'll see if I can find that. I will read that out loud.
Because that's a thing.
Jackie's
Yeah.
back.
Jackie's back. Kevin's gonna be in trouble. Hey,
No,
never mind.
Wait,
There it is.
what?
It's the only thing I could come
Found it.
up with that would fit with the lyrics.
I have it too.
Wait, why is Kevin gonna be in
He's
trouble?
No,
not.
he's not.
As I
Squirrel
said,
Man is being stupid.
it's the only thing that fit the lyrics. So to hell with it.
Old Testament.
Okay.
God-
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go
It's
ahead.
gonna take a while. You go ahead.
I was going to say, Kevin can always be in trouble as long as it's in a sexual context.
Shut up, Jordy.
No, you want that. No,
Are
Kevin,
Are you
want
saying
this.
Jackie's
Kevin, you
trouble?
want this. Yeah,
I'm
trouble.
gonna have to punish you, Kevin.
What are you gonna make me do? Wear a dress?
Jackie's
Oh, wait.
naughty
Again.
teacher or naughty nurse. Or Kevin could be a naughty nurse.
I could.
Verse.
I'm racist.
Read the Bible, Jesus. I want to hear
Alright.
this.
Hey,
Oh.
Kevin looked enough like Sarah Foster. He could.
Jackie,
totally
shut
pull-
up.
Okay.
Old Testament. God creates the universe, and he sees it it as serious business. But then Satan pretends to be a snake and trolls Eve, telling her apple or get the fuck out, because she was already showing tits. She chooses the former, so her and her fuck buddy Adam get banned from the Eden for being troll bait. Then a lot of serious fucking incest occurs, and we get the human race, which explains a lot, really. Then later, God gets uber pissed about Pharaoh Hitler pwning the Jews, so he gives Moses some cheat codes to the universe. Moses stages a mass slave runaway and opens up the sea so the Jews can run through, closing it behind them and drowning the ancient Nazis. God lolled. Some other less important shit happens, mostly composed of a bunch of faggots writing emo poetry about God for him to fap to. New Testament. God finds Mary sleeping and just sticks in the tip and drops his load. 9 months later, Jesus is born, and for his 13th birthday, God gave Jesus even more cheat codes than he gave Moses, plus the Archon password for life, and some ZP. Later, Jesus becomes a hardcore SK punk and trolled the old school Jews hard. They got super pissed and permabanned him with a cross and some 9-inch nails. They forgot he had God mode turned on though, so he waited 3 days, then hit vid restart on the Archon panel, came back to life server, and laughed at the Jews. After that, 3 more guys tell the same story, then this faggot Paul wrote an assload of shit about sex being evil and a bunch of other stuff that Jesus never fucking said, but everybody listened to Paul anyway because they're stupid. The end.
Yeah, we got a request of sorts from the chat, so give me 1 second.
Oh no.
And for those of you wearing headsets, I apologize in advance. Oops, wrong
Wait,
browser.
what?
Wrong browser. I can't do that
Oh,
without one.
by the way, penis. Okay.
Whatever. Wait, where did
Yes.
so much?
Ah, damn it. Hang on. Sorry about that. I
What's
forgot
the
only one of the
request? I
browsers
can't
actually works
see.
properly for this, so give me 1 second.
What's the request? I can't see it.
You will in a second. Hang on. There we go.
Is it puppies?
Maybe.
What?
No. Stop.
There we go.
Now, as opposed to that being a burdensome sound, Kevin, teach yourself for it to be a nice sound.
Jesus fucking Christ almighty.
Oh, come on.
Come on what?
Come on.
Come on my body part.
Is that sexual harassment?
Sexual harassment.
No, it's humongous.
Video. Humongous, yeah.
Humongous.
Your name, it's humongous. What is your name? Is that sexual harassment?
Oh, that fucking video. Oh my gosh. I forgot about that. I've been trying to forget about that, actually.
Oh my god, okay, so this is completely unrelated and I'm so sorry. But okay, so Kevin
Wait. Do you think we have a topic or something? The fuck? This is a shuffle.
That's point made. Anyways, Kevin put something of yours on the iPod for me to listen to, like in the car when I'm driving. What was it called, Kevin? It's like some of the books that you read from an L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh, did you read the history? Listen to the history of man one. That's what's on the
history of the man series. That my
You
wife
actually
listens to that a lot.
So hold on. I'm not finished. Okay, so I did randomly decide to listen to it like on the way to work and then on the way back, and then it wasn't until on my way back and I was passing by Twin Peaks Scientology base that I realized, oh wow, I'm listening to this while literally like 10 feet away from the
people who
most
believe this
secretive
shit.
base in Scientology ever. Maybe I should blast the shit on a megaphone.
I yelled "Hail Xenu" or "Free Xenu" when we were driving through there once with the windows down, because I saw people outside.
I found a really nice pool hall downtown, and less than a block away is a fucking Scientology center.
Oh, really? Wow.
I had no fucking clue this fucking state had a Scientology center.
Oh, pretty much every state has an org somewhere.
Yeah, but Southern California and Florida.
Yeah, it's the world capital, pretty much, outside of Clearwater.
Yeah, outside of Clearwater.
Well, the thing is this state is full of really stupid, gullible fucking morons. But
oh, you're in Florida, that's right.
Louisiana, but close.
Oh,
but
okay.
the one thing they won't back down on is Jesus.
Jesus, yeah. You're in Jesus land.
Yeah.
Jesus land, USA.
I don't know. Some of the things that I heard on the tape, that I was listening to made sense. If I was high.
And, you know, if you ignore everything you already know about biology,
Exactly.
it's like, yeah, we came from clams. I
Well-
can see that.
Well, I mean, Scientology is pretty much the only group that believes in that Piltdown Man was a real thing.
I said, all our Jesus
Yeah,
is
that was kind of interesting in a way. Like, interesting in a way of, oh my god, that's so stupid.
What's interesting is that the fact that, like, okay, he wrote this back before Piltdown Man was unilaterally exposed as being a hoax.
No,
But
what's
they've
interesting?
updated. No,
the-
hold on. They've updated the book several times since then, and it's still in there. That's the
But
funny
even
part.
more so, Piltdown Man and remembering eating your wife. What?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the other weird part.
Yeah, the caveman thing.
Clubbing the woman over the head and her
Yeah.
poisoning him and all. What the fuck are you?
I
We all know
honestly
how
didn't
much-
understand like some of what was being said. So all these animals that okay, so we went through like are those all of our past lives or is that how we
Those
It
are
makes-
okay.
evolved?
Hang on. Here's the thing. These are a number of the past lives that take over in the history of man. There was actually a lot more, and it got even fucking weirder. But that was as much as I could put up with of the shit. But it actually got
Okay.
even more fucked up than that if you went toward the end of it.
Yeah, when
So
you start
wait.
getting into the like radio electromagnetic mind control shit, and Red kind of had a meltdown. It was like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna read that.
I
What was
just
that
couldn't
movie we
believe
were
the whole-
watching with the
Oh,
with the
sorry.
VCR and the hanger on the back of it, and he touched the hanger and the music got louder?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Jackie? What were you saying?
No, I'm trying to remember because there was one point where they're like crying is weak, crying is not allowed. Like that's a sign of weakness, and
Oh, is
crying
that the
came
whole,
from the Weeper chapter. Oh my god, like what the fuck?
Oh, the Weeper is some kind of like bivalve or mollusk that we were after we were clams.
Yeah,
Oh
all
my
that weird ass
God.
shit. Yeah. Of course, the best part is the way that it's written is, uh, you're the jellyfish, and you're tired of being a jellyfish because you keep bumping into things and getting hurt. So you decide that you want a shell, so you become a clam. Based upon this logic, I'm coming back as Godzilla, motherfucker.
It's a very Lamarckian style of evolution.
It's
that
like
the book
Lamarck
seems to-
on fucking steroids.
It's not.
Yeah.
You can't really call it evolution either, because you're becoming one fully evolved modern creature from another fully evolved modern creature.
Just because you feel like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
But
next
it
life
can
I
only
eat Tokyo.
hold on, but it can only happen between past lives. So you decide you want to do something, and then you're
Yeah.
in your next life, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sort of.
Fucking stupid.
It does make a little more sense if you understand the full framework of their beliefs, but not much. The thing is, by the time, even though History of Man is like openly, freely available, the Scientologists don't get to that. They don't get to that book right away. I think it's one of their little bit later texts. So by this point, you've already sunk like thousands and thousands of dollars into Scientology, and that tends to make some people like try harder to make it make sense
Well, the
because
weird thing is,
they don't want to admit they've been fucked.
the weird thing is, I've talked to so many Scientologists, and it's a
In the
lot like the
ass.
whole Christians, because they haven't read their fucking books either.
Oh yeah.
How much end theta do we need to bring together to get enough energy to resurrect Xenu? By the way.
I don't know. There was never an amount given, but the loyal officers are protecting the batteries that are in the side of the mountain, so.
Wait, wasn't it originally written for science fiction and not to
No.
make?
No.
Okay.
He was originally a science fiction writer, but he wrote that with the intent of doing what he
Well,
did.
Dianetics was originally like a pop psychology self-help sort of framework, which a lot of these
okay.
were popular in the 60s, but it didn't really, or 50s when it was written, but it didn't really take off like Hubbard had hoped. So
Well,
basically,
okay,
he was
hang
like,
on.
I can make a
Hubbard,
religion out of this and be tax exempt, and then it'll take off, and it did.
yeah, Hubbard was fucking nuts to begin with. He'd been trying to get help for a number of years, due to apparently schizophrenia from the sounds of it, and based upon the reports of his wife and what have you. And as he got more fucked up and paranoid with it, the weirder he got. But in addition to this, what ended up happening was, okay, in terms of the history of man thing, apparently he got his son, I think it was.
Oh, he got
really
his son high on amphetamines, and he basically like just started talking gibberish about all this shit, like how we were clams and stuff, because it was basically amphetamine psychosis, is the way the story goes. And Hubbard's like, "Oh, this is great shit." Tells his assistant to like write it down.
But apparently, though, Hubbard, in terms of them eventually becoming a quote-quote religion, he wrote a letter to the AP, American Psychiatric Association, saying, "I have found the cure for all mental ailments." And they said, "We are shutting you the fuck down." So that's when they applied for religious status.
Yeah.
They had to declare a religion to keep themselves from being their fucking self-help bullshit from being shut down.
So in other words, it's a big fucking scam.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I knew that. I knew that part already.
Prudent, the steroids are in the mail.
Prudent gonna get ripped.
Get shredded. Don't take too much. It's very potent.
Wait, is Prudent in the room? I'm not
Yeah.
looking at my phone.
No, Prudence not in the room, but fraction of a dot is.
Oh. Okay. You mean fraction of a man?
Of an adult.
Oh. That was
Well,
mean.
wait, what was the card?
That
Fraction,
one actually hurt. That one hurt.
Yeah.
fraction of an adult.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean
Don't apologize.
Hold
Don't
on,
apologize.
hold on. Yeah, yes, we know. Hey, Prudent, I was actually going to ask you, where does the name fraction of a dot come from?
You know that Carl, was it the pale blue dot? By
Carl Sagan. Okay, that's what we thought earlier.
The
All
whole
right.
point, yeah, that whole. Remember that line? Think of all those military generals you'd
Yeah, I
all
can
for just
now.
a fraction of a dot. Yeah, I thought people would know this. I'm surprised I have to explain this. I'm saddened.
Prudent, you knew that book is so great. I'm so sorry.
No one cares. We got jokes around here.
More mean.
I'm not joking when I shit talk Prudent. Kidding.
So good. So how's everybody doing?
My son got in trouble for fighting at school today and got suspended for 3 days.
That sucks.
Apparently there's some kid that's been bragging on him for a while, and based upon the kind of interactions he sees me having and this and that, he thought the other kid was just joking around with him. So they've been going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and then my son kind of looks at him and realizes that the other kid was being serious, at which point my son got offended and started beating the shit out of the kid.
Fuck.
Oh.
Yay.
It's like, wait a minute, you mean you're not just playing? Well, fuck you then. Bam.
Did he get a nice head kick in before they tore him apart?
Nah, they broke it up pretty quick.
I'll try to get a head kick in. Or maybe a knee.
Nah, there's no head stomping now.
Not a head stomp, a head kick.
My son can't kick that high.
I just
He's
put him into
stocky and not
gymnastics.
very coordinated. If he tried that, he would have fallen on his ass. Hurt
Put him in
himself.
gymnastics. He'll learn to put his leg up all the way.
I don't know. He might need to
Get
die
shredded.
first.
What was that, Kevin?
He'll get shredded.
Get shredded. Prudent, I still have faith in you. I have faith that you can get shredded.
I
Yeah,
too have
I'm
faith in
Jackson's
the
laughing.
science
You
of
know, it's,
anabolic steroids.
don't send steroids. It's not good.
I'm not actually Prudent. I'm
It's
not
a
actually
joke,
sending you
Prudent.
steroids.
I know.
Hey, they do work. They do work.
We're gonna send you steroids. We're gonna get you shredded like mini wheats.
Get you some anabolics and some TRT, and you'll be good to go.
I'm sure I could even find some that they don't have tests for yet.
I'm
Really?
pretty sure I could find those too.
How are you able to find that?
Okay, you know, there's like research chemicals and analog drugs. There's not just that whole market for psychoactive, like fun drugs. There's
I know.
a
I'm
huge
well aware of
market
that.
for undetectable steroids too. That's what Barry Bonds was.
I know that whole story. Yeah.
He had one developed that for years was rampant in the sports world, and then someone leaked a sample of it to the FDA or whatever, and a test was finally developed.
It wasn't just Barry Bonds. There was a lot of players.
Oh yeah. Oh
Hang
yeah.
on. Who's breathing directly into the microphone?
Might have been Narvik.
I forgot the name of that chemist.
It was Jackie.
I-
She's forgiven.
Oh, I
What?
was
Anyone else,
actually
fuck
just
off.
reading about this.
Wait, was it me?
I said who is breathing heavy into their mic. If it's Jackie, she's forgiven. If it's anyone else, they can fuck off.
Oh, okay. It might have been because I was moving my sheets, like my bed sheets. So.
Ah, that could have been the
Okay,
sound.
Kevin, pop quiz. What are steroids for? Or what do steroids do?
I'm not entirely up on the pharmacology of them, but they basically, I think they change the way that you metabolize muscle or fat
Yeah,
or something.
that's part of it. It speeds up the process
It speeds
by
up
which
recovery.
muscles are metabolized.
It speeds up recovery process so you can work out more.
Yeah, part of it. That's the name of the. It was Balco. That was the name of the lab. The lab that was distributing and producing the drugs.
Yeah, I think Spawns owned like a stake in it, or he helped finance it.
Yeah, a friend of mine knows about this shit. I sure as fuck don't.
I was just
Actually,
reading
when I
about
was
it
a-
recently on Wikipedia.
No, when I was a sophomore in college, I had to do a report like on that scandal. So it's been 3 years. So I've kind of
The chemist was Patrick Arnold,
that was his
and the
name.
chemical he developed was gestrinone, which they didn't have a test for it for years, so like all these athletes were using it.
Side note for the chat: my preferred Bible is the Lolcats Bible.
Oh, it was also used by Marion Jones. She was the sprinter who won the gold in the 2000 Olympics.
Yeah. Then there's all this Russian shit, like Russian athletes who are like, our government, the Russian government's been basically encouraging them to use this shit for years.
When I think of this whole steroid thing, I think of that video that we watch all the time, Kevin, where they're like,
the Conan and Barry Bonds video, yes.
Yeah.
Hold on. Do you want to know where steroids originate from, though? You want to know how they got into the U.S. originally? And what happened was there were a few U.S. coaches like on the U.S. weightlifting team who were very suspicious how the Soviets always beat us, and this was like in the 50s.
They used testosterone that was extracted from like cattle and bull testicles. Basically.
But one of the coaches was able to get into the Soviet Union, meet up with some of the Soviet coaches, and of course he discovered, what gave the Soviets the edge, which was the testosterone.
Yeah, he was able great advantage in athletic arena.
Well, I don't know how he was able to do it, but he was able to get some of the testosterone and bring it back here to the U.S. And that's pretty much where it originated from.
Alright, I'm gonna put down the phone and go to bed.
Why as a government should they encourage the use of performance-enhancing drugs when they could just do like North Korea? If you don't win, you die.
Yeah.
Good night.
Nobody knows where those
Good
athletes.
night, Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
Yeah. There's still like.
Yeah, I'm with you, Stan.
I mean, there's always going to be people are always going to be using them. There's always going to be an incentive for people to use them.
Horses used steroids before they were cool.
You got that.
I think eventually we're going to have some form of like athletic competition where or Olympics, like we have the Paralympics now, where use of not only performance enhancing drugs but like cybernetics and shit is allowed and is necessary.
In Pride, they encourage.
He got 2 gold medals, and that was before steroid injections were mandatory.
In Pride kickboxing back like 10 years ago when it was still big, they encouraged steroid use. They even would offer it to them. It was in the contract. They said we will not test for steroids. And that's where you get your Alistair Overeems and you get your Vitor Belforts or TRT Tour, if you will. It's where you get your like Shane Carwins, giant motherfuckers who need like quadruple XL gloves.
Rar. Now, a friend of mine used to do powerlifting years and years ago, and he did a steroid thing. He has bitch tits as a result of it. He used to take the injections in his nipples. But it was fucking hilarious because, I mean, this son of a bitch. I mean, we're talking actual powerlifting. He could deadlift over 1,000 pounds.
Oh, hold on.
The
You
muscle,
didn't.
the muscle mass he had was just insane. But he still had the same size head. So you have this giant body and this tiny little fucking head. It was hilarious.
You didn't. You don't get. You don't grow boobs from the testosterone.
No, you grow from stopping and the injection site in the nipple was
No, what
effective.
they would what they would do is some steroid users also take estrogen injections.
No, this wasn't
to
breasts.
counter.
It's bitch tits. It's different. We're
Okay.
talking enlarged nipples.
But this is something that actually affects some steroid users because they actually take ingestions of estrogen to counteract the side effects of testosterone, and they grow tits and other stuff.
In his case, it basically his nipples were just really prominent. It was weird.
That's creepy.
Now a lot of people tend to go the other way. They tend to take estrogen blockers so they can just continue like running the cycle.
But in this case, it's because he always took the injection in the end of his nipples, so he built up a lot of scar tissue. So he has
that makes sense. Yeah.
So we refer to it as bitch tits.
Well, and the funny thing about that is, like, if you aren't willing to take steroids, the one thing you can do, like, and I'm just gonna attribute to this to, like, MMA, is that you try to cut as much weight as possible as you can go down to a lower division, because you'll be bigger. And that's what you can do to, like, sort of counteract the fact that you don't get steroids, because either you get bigger and go up to a higher division.
I think Sam actually has used that tactic before.
Going to a lower division?
Yeah,
Okay.
like basically starving himself to keep his weight down.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Sam actually had a lot of conversation last night.
Well, I mean, the thing is, when you're just barely over the line from one division to the next, I think that you'd end up getting kind of screwed if you don't.
The average adult human male has something like 20 some odd pounds of rotting food in his system at any given time. You only have to starve yourself for a couple days and flush yourself out with lots of nice chemicals that'll make it run faster, and you can get into that lower division pretty easy.
Nothing easy about that.
Okay, it's as easy as 3 days of torture for an eternity in heaven. You can do it, trust me.
Well, you know, yeah. Yes, you go to the wrong Mexican food place and you have the same result.
Yeah, steroids. Or you catch whatever Redline has.
Yeah.
Puke your guts out.
Or like the Subway guy, just get AIDS.
Savage.
Yawn number 2. Crap, this might be an early night. Yeah, later this month, what I might be doing is seeing about setting up a box to just run the archive. Because I'm not going to be able to continue doing nightly hangs once the kids get over the end of the week. So we may be hitting that shuffle archive. I'm just going to have to decide where in the list to start. This is episode 242 that we're currently shooting here.
Yep, there are.
Wait, this is live? Nobody told me this was.
Oh, fuck off. Yeah, because the big fucking red button isn't enough. Oh, wait, it wasn't for Mike the Monk. Oh, well, I see stuff like that all the time.
Mike Holiday.
That was fucking hilarious. I'm like, can you not see the big fucking red button?
No, I'm too busy ranting about something in your conversation that I heard but took completely out of context because I just walked in.
Too busy preaching.
Oh, he's up.
He wasn't like a preachy Christian, although he was a Christian. He was just really fucking
preachy.
No, he just was incapable of following a fucking conversation. You know, you'd say one fucking word and he'd assume like 20 different things about it.
Yeah, pretty much. I haven't
Who are you talking about?
Mike Holiday.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He hasn't been around in quite a while.
Thankfully.
Until now.
No.
I'd refuse to let him in at this point.
I think it was me, you, and that dude. And Man, that was. But I didn't know. I didn't know. I was like, Jesus fucking
Because
Christ.
you don't listen, you idiot.
Oh, I changed my entire fucking XSplit screen to just say live the next time he came in. I'm like, is this fucking big enough for you, asshole? Then he
Yeah,
left.
you don't need to be like
sound
that.
The soundbite every couple of seconds. This is live.
Mm-hmm.
You were in a live hangout.
forgot
don't
about
make a
that.
card of
Yep.
yourself.
Yeah, I forgot that I actually made that shit.
It means you're fearing that you might say something derogatory. Cunts.
Well, it's kind of
just
one of those
live.
things that there's a lot of people that are just flaming fucking assholes that they don't want people to know that they're flaming assholes, so they only do it in off-air hangouts.
Well, his thing was more along the lines of he didn't want there to be a record of what he said because he wanted to be able to say it differently later and people not be able to call him on his shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sounds like a lot of people in this community.
And I mean, that was the thing, is the first of the 3 nights that we put up with the dipshit, he was sitting there going on and on. I'm like, do you want me to go back and see where he said that? He's like, well, but you can't, can you? I'm like, yes, I can. This is being recorded. He's like, what?
No! I've been caught with my pants down. What do I do?
Oh shit, is this my penis in my hand? How did that get there, pretty much?
Little twig and berries just sitting there.
Yeah.
I feel bad having a laugh at the expense of someone who can't defend. No, I don't. I don't feel bad at all. Fuck, that's a lie.
Every time.
What the fuck was that?
Okay, that time I actually got a smile out of me. Normally I just look annoyed at you.
You never know when the old Allahu Akbar is going to strike. Was that your Palestinian alarm clock?
No, that's actually
Palestinian alarm clock.
It's a Family Guy joke.
it's
Really
actually
old one.
Oh my god.
that's actually that's a guy yelling Allahu Akbar and then an airstrike following afterward.
Well, sometimes, like, I've seen videos where it's like there's an airstrike or a bomb goes off and then the guy yells Allahu Akbar, but it really means, like, God be with us or something like that.
God is great.
So if
God is
someone's-
great.
God is
Like,
great, yeah.
so if someone has the shit scared out of them, they could say that, but they
Yeah,
also
no,
say it
that's-
when they're gonna do some fucked up shit.
Yeah,
so.
that was a Syrian rebel who said it. It's not. He's not necessarily a bad guy. He's just scared shitless, and is yelling Allahu Akbar as a barrel bomb is falling.
Allahu.
Or they say it when their team scores a goal at the football match.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, they actually got all of Aleppo today, the Syrian army. So that does that.
Yeah, I forgot to care about that.
Thousands of people died, dude. Like,
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Thousands of people die every day.
That's not helping. That's why I intended to eventually try to care about it, but it didn't work.
That just might make his penis a little bigger. We don't want that.
And we are talking about not big here.
Yes, we do make horrible jokes about people dying.
You forget, I used to laugh at the precarious ways that body parts would fly around after I did my job.
Jesus. Sounds like seems like that's really all you can do when you have that kind of job. You can only develop a dark sense of humor to get through the day.
Oh no! He's talking when he was doing phone support for internet.
Right, yeah.
Oh.
Well, one of my favorite ones was when we blew up this fucker that was running across the cliff, and the bomb landed just right under him, so he flew straight up. Well, most of his body flew straight up in the air, and then landed upright, and then fell backwards off the cliff and rolled down like one of them sticky octopuses on your wall.
Oh.
Wow, okay, I didn't need that.
I did.
Goddamn hilarious.
Please, as long as he wasn't. Wait, when was this? Is this?
He was an insurgent in the Middle East.
As long as he wasn't. As long as he was a bad guy,
Yeah.
There are no good guys and bad guys. Come on. There really aren't.
Depends. I mean, hold on. It depends.
He was an
depends what they stand
opposing
for.
combatant, which is my definition for a bad guy.
He's an opposing combatant, which doesn't necessarily make them bad.
As long as if he's attacked.
Have you ever
if he's
read
attacked
All Quiet
for
on the
this
Western Front?
Nope.
Prudent, you're about to join the
should.
army. You better figure this shit out soon.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna be
Hold
in
on.
reserve. You're not gonna kill him.
Yeah, if he's a tech theorist, then you don't have anything to feel guilty about. That's all I'll just say.
Well, when it comes to good guys and bad guys, under the sense of the terrorists or the people we're fighting right now being considered the bad guys from our perspective, that will bring me back to that question I asked you just a while ago, or just a couple days ago, or whenever it was, of if the person doesn't know what they're doing is basically an attack against us, but it is a military action against us, do you consider them a bad guy enough to the fact that you would kill them in response?
Probably.
Okay.
I just feel like we really wouldn't have much of an option in that scenario.
Yeah. Well, in my case, it was like farmers and shit that were down on their luck and they didn't have the money, and people are like, "Hey, go bury this over there for us, and we'll give you X amount of money." And so they would for the sake of feeding their family. But you're burying an IED in the road where we're gonna have a convoy. Sorry, dude, you're dead.
There may have been there were a lot of people who joined Al Qaeda like out of desperation, out of stupid decisions Bremer made. But
Well, these weren't even members or people
No.
who actually joined. They were just being paid to do something because they
Yeah,
needed the
yeah.
money.
But I'm just saying, like, generally though, it's not only out of desperation. Like, if you're helping an organization like Al Qaeda out, you're probably a little fucked up in the head.
Actually, what he's saying here is that a lot of people that were quote unquote helping out were just in financial dire straits and they didn't even know what the fuck they were burying or why.
You'd be surprised what people will do, whether they know it or not, when they're desperate.
Yeah, I would accept that, but I tend to think it's not as common as people make it out to be.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised at the fucked up shit people do in this country
Well,
for money.
it's okay. It's more a matter of, are you going to go out there and risk your neck, burying whatever the fuck, or are you going to sit there and give a kid a $5 to do the same? I think that pretty much sums it up.
Well, to be fair, while Al Qaeda did often use children as human shields, I can't personally recall any time there was a child bearing an IED.
Nah, I just use that as a basic example.
Yeah.
People always think of kids as being, people that are more accepting of, oh, can you do me a favor here? I'll give you $5.
Yeah.
As opposed to people being able to associate with the chicken farmers.
Just recently, like the other day in Nigeria, there were a couple of little girls who detonated themselves, like ages 7 and 8, for Boko Haram.
There was
fucked up.
It's funny you mentioned chicken farmers and kids. There was this one high-valued individual that we were watching for quite some time, and basically we were waiting for him to meet up with certain other ones so that we could, get them instead. But anyway, his abode, there were 3 men that lived there, and one of them would often go out to the backyard, grab a chicken, go into the little building in the back for about 6-7 minutes, come back out, put the chicken down, and then go back inside.
Oh God!
What did that? Never mind.
Yeah. It was disgusting.
I know some of there's some drone footage that was, I think it was in the WikiLeaks dumps from 2010 that showed people fucking goats being seen from the drone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like they were
We
being
used to see that all
humped.
the time. Oh, dude, there was a great time. I wish I could give specifics, but I can't. But there was this one. We were looking in a general area for a specific person that could have been there, possibly based on rumor. But there was one guy out behind the town. There was this huge cliff face, and all you saw was his back and his arm going right. And the camera operator zooms in on it and just locks on it and just leaves it there and is waiting for us, the people analyzing the thing coming in, to make a call as to what we're seeing here. So I was like, one confirmed middle-aged male, probably chiseling stone. And it turned out, even though I was just covering it, so I didn't have to say one guy masturbating, I was just covering it. But this fucking other dude walks up and sees him, and the guy turns, looks at him, and they're talking for a while. He gets up, walks away, and there's this freaking like a picture of a person that he had just chiseled into the wall.
Crap! Wow, Nodvik is right sometimes.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Great.
Once again, for those
So,
that are
all
watching
you have
out
to do-
once again, for those that are watching out on the stream, the link is in the description. Feel free to join if you'd like. I might even let you in.
Turns out if you just type in goat fucking drone footage, there's a lot of results.
Why did you Google this?
Prudent, I'm gonna say this once more. Don't Google certain things.
It's okay. I just
I don't
searched
care.
it
You know what?
too,
I
dude.
don't
just
give a
searched
shit.
it too.
NSA has to think about what I do. Okay.
Oh yeah, it was in Palestine.
Palestinian goat fuckers. Got it.
Okay, it's like really black and white and really from far away, but oh god, you could see everything.
Let me ask you something, Prudent. You said you were planning on joining the army, right?
Yeah,
It's a non-combat role, but yeah.
What job is it? What role?
I just 38 Bravo civil affairs servant.
Okay, yeah, you don't need a clearance for that. I was gonna say your search history is gonna come up in your clearance interview.
Oh, fun.
Well, I'll just tell them I like to look up shit that goes on in the Middle East. So if you know what, if they got a problem with my Palestinian goat fucker search history, well, that's just that.
Prudent, that was really good. I'm impressed with you.
That was good. I'll actually applaud that.
Jody, can we make a card? My Palestinian goat fucker search history.
Go for it.
Yeah, you can't really
Damn,
see
this guy-
much in this one, but you
Wow.
can kind of tell what's going on.
I'm watching a video of that right now.
There's the first one that comes up when you search what you said on YouTube. There's 3 guys and 1 goat.
Three men and 1 goat.
Oh God.
Forget 2 girls, 1 cup. Move over. 3 men and 1 goat's coming up next.
Jesus, if these guys weren't such religious nut jobs, maybe these Hamas guys probably would loosen up. They probably wouldn't do this kind of shit.
I think we wouldn't have a problem with the Middle East if they would just eat bacon.
Yeah, me too. I'm the same
Or
way.
fuck more goats.
Well, no, I'm saying they'd be less likely to fuck goats if they would just loosen up and on their religious conservatism.
If they would just taste bacon, they would understand that any god that would outlaw something that good obviously couldn't possibly exist.
Well, actually, this might be kind of the problem. I mean, if you live in a country where all the women cover their faces, how do you know they don't look like goats?
Jesus
Just have
There's some
giant, like overbites.
Alright.
You're just presupposing that they have a face under that.
Off comes the kneecap.
Jesus. Oh, they've also got some goat fucking footage from Afghanistan. That's nice.
Oh, great. That's
Yeah, Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria.
Why are you
Libya. We
still
got goat
looking this
fucking
up,
footage
Prudent?
from
Have
all
we?
of them.
Wait, Prudent. Why are you still looking up goat fucking? Have you
Because
finally
it's
found a
better.
porn that you like or something?
No, it's just funny.
It
That's
is.
funny, you
It is
can-
kind of funny,
It-
dude. My
funny.
search history is probably even more fucked up than yours, so don't worry
I know,
about
it's funny. You can just say, ah, ha, ha, look at those goat. Oh, wow, this guy's really getting it.
it. He's really going at it.
Prudent doesn't even
I
need
feel
the
really
friction
bad
anymore.
for that goat.
Prudent
I'm-
doesn't even need the friction anymore. He just hears them, and off he goes.
Wow, that goat seems a little frightened. Wow.
Well, I think we know what Prudent's going to be hearing later in life. Danny! Danny!
Prudent, because this advice will help you in your future endeavors, you should go to a cliff. It'll push back against you and help you out.
Oh! Yeah. Wait a minute. How do you know this?
I've seen more footage than he has.
Ah, okay. We have an excuse.
Yeah, it's not that hard to find the footage. You've heard of a website called
I've
Live
seen
Link,
the
right?
footage live.
Yeah, you've seen it live. You ever heard of? But you can get more on the internet. Just go to
Live
Live
Leak
Link.
is fucked. There's plenty.
Why
of
would I
fucking
want
shit on
to, Prudent? Why?
You can find all the craziest
Yeah,
fucked up
Prudent,
shit.
honestly, when it's your job to stare at the screen and watch what's going on and report on it, no matter what you're seeing, it's one thing. When you go searching for Palestinian goat fuckers,
Deliberately.
deliberately, it's another.
I did not search Palestinian goat fuckers. I just said goat fucker drone footage. So
Ah,
Yeah, get be accurate here. Come on. But,
yeah, I mean,
yeah, there's such a difference.
It's not just Palestinian.
He's not
goat fuckers.
biased. He's interested in all kinds of goat fucking in the Middle East.
No, I found Afghani. There's Iraqi goat fuckers. There's Afghani goat fuckers. You know, all kinds.
I
of
would be laughing my ass off and making fun of Prudent, but I
Prudent,
I search for the same thing, so I can't talk.
That's okay.
I
Wait till he gets
guarantee you.
sent overseas at some point with his MOS, and you'll see him on one of those videos.
Prudent,
Oh.
I guarantee you can probably find leaked police drone footage of Texan goat fuckers, so it's not like...
Hang on a second. No. In Texas, they don't fuck goats. It's cattle.
That too.
Because everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah.
Except for the penises. No, in sex, apparently in the sex ed classes in Texas, they teach the kids that condoms either break or fall off. Thus proving that not everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah, they're not gonna
Or
fall
everything's
off if
more
you fit
retarded
into
in
them.
Texas.
Yeah, that too.
Last year in Austin, where they keep it weird or something.
Okay, just a quick response to the chat. The Hangout has degraded. I don't think we ever had any standards to begin with.
No.
You have to remember what we started this hangout with. I was asking how do people wipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, eulogy, the hangout, Insomnia Shuffle was never good.
Sheffield?
No.
Insomnia
No,
The
French version.
Insomnia Truffles were never
we
good.
have had some shuffles in which there was actual topics and actual content, but they're few and far between.
Remember that one where we
Because
just
that's
talked
not
about
what people
sex
come
all
for.
night and Prudent got all uncomfortable and left?
Remember last time
Was
we were
that
talking
the
about
one
sex all night?
where the one person was like doing nothing but searching up furry porn on their camera?
Probably.
I don't remember that. The one I'm thinking of, I don't think so, but I don't remember that.
Remember the one where Lenny posted tits on a live stream on a live hangout?
Oh, that one had to be deleted. It was a fun shuffle too. Man, I never fucking let him live that down either.
Who the fuck is Lenny? That Irish
We were
bastard?
going on and on about Lucy Lawless. Apparently,
He
she
left
was,
both of the Skype groups.
apparently
I don't know why.
later in life she was on some HBO show and had decent tits on the HBO
It's
thing.
like, yeah, here, let me show you these puppies. Here, let me show
Well,
you.
that's the thing
No,
is-
don't do it.
Well, hang on though. But the thing is that she had to have gotten implants or something at some point, because there was a hockey game that she went to years and years ago around the time that she was doing the Xena role, and she had a wardrobe malfunction, and those suckers.
13?
Uh-oh.
Oh, he must have said something unfavorable.
NSA shut him
Did
down.
his computer just crash?
He said something unfavorable about Hillary Clinton yesterday, and this is the result.
NSA, man. NSA shutting
my
him down.
God.
Arg. Well, I've lost my audio. Give me a moment here. Where it's come on. Find the damn thing. Nope, it's being a bitch. This will take a second. Sorry, guys.
It's microwave interference. He's on Wi-Fi.
Which is
There
sort
we
of
go.
funny.
I
You
lose my
okay?
fucking mic once a night. It's a bitch.
If you're having trouble with your barnyard friends, you got a thing for yous.
Use.
Haha. You.
No, and incidentally, that's correct. In using the corporate hangout, you can't fucking be sniped because it doesn't create a chat.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Yeah, I saw that. I was just responding, confirming.
Fuckers.
Yep. But yeah, I lose my audio once a fucking night. It's a nuisance, but oh fucking well. It's a good headset otherwise. But in any case, Lucy Lawless's had a wardrobe malfunction and her jugs popped out, and there were nothing to write home about. There was nothing interesting. So I got in a discussion with Lenny about this, and I didn't know that she'd gotten a boob job or anything like that. But he's like, no, these things she has great tits.
Let
And
me show
then
you.
fucking screen shares in the middle of a live hangout. I'm like, you motherfucker! Had to take it offline and delete the hangout.
Wait, who is this? Lucy Liu?
Lucy Lawless.
Lucy
Lucy Lawless.
Xena.
Xena, yeah.
Yeah. Around the time she was doing Xena, nothing impressed with her. She's apparently
Yeah.
gotten a nip or a tuck or a boob job or something since.
She had a nice handful of boobies as Xena. They were fine. I don't know why she would change them.
No. Most of that was just the corset.
I said handful.
Well, the problem was that there were these droopy little sad sorry looking things.
Oh.
Creepy little sad.
Yeah, you
They never saw the wardrobe malfunction.
You take them out of the holster and they just kind of dangled there like, yeah.
Never mind. I assumed they were small but perky.
Well, now that she's had them augmented, they are. But no, they were just kind of droopy. Keep in mind that before she got the job as Xena, she was working in a coal mine.
Really?
Yeah.
It's because them damn labor laws wouldn't let us use kids anymore, but we need them, the slender framed hands to reach up in there and release the damn clogs.
Need someone to mine the canary.
To release the clogs? Wait a minute, are you thinking that she... No, coal miner, she wasn't a proctologist.
That too.
Wow.
No, they used the big fight against child labor laws being enacted was in the coal mines because they needed kids to get up in there and reach the shit they couldn't reach. Clear out the fucking chutes.
Fun. Yeah, some of the libertarians that I've heard going on and on about how they think we should get rid of the child labor laws, I'm like, what the fuck?
Most of the libertarians I know are not that nuts.
Most aren't, but we're talking a couple of the big name ones a number of years ago. I can't even think of who the fuck it was anymore.
Some libertarians aren't even libertarians. They're paleo-conservatives pretending to be libertarians.
Yeah, they're basically conservatives who are cool with weed and gay marriage.
But they also want like some sort of authoritarian moral system. Like they want us to have more kids. Like they always say this, like, okay, society has to keep making more kids. Some of them are okay with religion having more.
Wait, hang on. I've got to respond to the chat while it's still relevant. Yeah, Kevin Sorbo. God's not dead. When you're stuck in a fucking role like that, oh my, yeah, you have no fucking career left.
Yeah.
Kevin Sorbo, the guy who did Hercules?
Yeah, he was in God's Not Dead, playing the philosophy teacher that didn't know fuck all about philosophy and was angry with God.
Hey,
Did you know the stupid blonde girl from Married with Children actually did things after Married with Children?
But she didn't get fucked.
No, she was in some of them sci-fi original B-movie things.
Oh, those were all so fucking bad. God.
They were, but I saw her in one of them. I was like, holy shit, she had a job after Married with Children?
Talking about Christina Applegate?
I don't know her name.
I'm pretty sure that's it, actually.
Yeah, I've been volunteering at the library here a couple times a week, and recently I had to shelve God's Not Dead 2, which you can rent for like $3. It's in their featured new DVD section.
Oh, that is such a propaganda piece of shit. There's been so many of these stupid fucking.
Yeah, apparently it's a major Hollywood movie though. Like,
oh boy.
So was Saving Christmas.
I didn't see that one.
No, Saving Christmas was not.
No.
Okay, Kirk Cameron went to all of his little minion followers and said, all those evil atheists are trying to give us bad reviews. Please, everybody go and give it a 5-star review. And his own fucking followers are going, after seeing the film, I can't give this more than 1 star.
After seeing God's Not Dead, I actually checked the entire DVD section to make sure we didn't have that.
You won't.
I probably would have fucking stolen it if we did.
Actually, though, they're coming up with another one based upon Columbine.
They're coming out with a Christian propaganda piece based on Columbine?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Is it Ray Comfort or Kirk Cameron?
No, hang on. Wait. Prudent, you know the story? Go for it.
Yeah, there's one of the students who died. There's a rumor, and it's not true. This didn't happen, but there's a rumor that before one of the students was killed, the shooters had asked her if she believed in God. She said yes, and that's why they shot her.
There's a Flyleaf song based off of that.
Oh, that fucking rumor goes on about every fucking school shooting that happens.
No. But this particular one, the mother was going on doing TV interviews about it and all this other weird ass shit. Wrote a fucking book talking about this, all this kind of crap to promote the hell out of it. The daughter apparently wasn't even religious.
Of course. But I don't know, making a propaganda piece, a Christian, any religious propaganda piece out of a school shooting kind of reminds me of that video game VTech just kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
You play the part of Swang Cho, and you gotta kill your target and anyone else you see without getting caught by the cops.
Okay, how does this remind you of that? I'm confused.
Because it's a video game based on a school shooting. So if you're using Christian propaganda, it's just as fucking offensive.
Oh, okay, got it.
You ever see like that whole Columbine shit, man? Like, you ever see the videos? Like, because they were part of their AV, they were part of the AV club. They'd made like videos, fucked up shit, man.
I was AV kid for a while in middle school.
It's kind of a scary thing to watch, actually. Sadly, you know what's even sadder? Those Columbine kids have like even long after they died in the shooting, they've got a pretty large online cult.
Yep.
Fucking internet.
Well, there's the whole moral
hilarious?
panic that followed it.
You know Swang Cho's little video that he recorded of what he's doing and why he's doing it and that kind of shit before he went out and shot up VTech? They took that video and they stripped all the sound off of it and put it in the middle of a Match.com advertisement.
Oh, fuck. Wow. Wow. That happened.
Yep.
Really? Yeah.
Stan, I will not have you talking about the
sad.
dear leader in that way. We are not a cult, anyway.
Maybe it's wrong of me to do this, but it's like I know we're gonna have another school shooting at some time within the next few months. I'm just waiting for it to happen. I'm waiting for it to dominate the news cycle.
Yeah, it's
like
as long as it's not my son that starts it, I'm good.
Yeah.
That's a sad thing. It's like I'm at the point where I think I'm completely desensitized to this kind of thing happening. It might be sad, but I think it's the only way I can put up with it at this point.
Because it always happens somewhere else, so to speak, if you get my meaning.
Yeah.
It never feels completely real to people on some levels, and then you have, like, within 10 minutes of it being announced, you have people already claiming it's some fucking conspiracy.
False flag. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's still people who think that Sandy Hook was a false flag, it's a conspiracy, and that the kids really
Yeah,
aren't
those
dead.
people should be tied down and have the shit beaten out of them.
Oh, they should. That's offensive. Yeah, and what do? They go up. Sometimes they troll the parents of these dead kids, and
Oh, yeah.
They
that.
accuse them of being paid shills.
Yeah,
Fucked up shit.
as if those people aren't suffering enough already.
No worse than what Westboro Baptist Church does.
No. It would only be bad if they really did have kids to begin with, but they didn't.
Or if they did, they sold them. To John Podesta, anyway.
I'm just waiting for Pizzagate to die out as well.
I only heard about that today because of Sargon of Akkad's video. What the fuck?
Oh, dude. Yeah,
it's some weird shit.
It's weird shit, but
Why pizza? I like pizza. Why would you go and ruin the name of pizza?
No, there was I follow a guy on Twitter who actually did something pretty funny. He responded to the whole Sargon thing. So this is the problem like with Sargon on Twitter. So he'll do this thing where if someone comes to him and says, okay, look, this particular claim about Pizzagate is absurd, he'll respond with, oh, are you saying pedophile rings don't exist?
No, that's
his response. That's his response every time. And it's such a dishonest response too, because it's trying to paint
I think he just doesn't like arguing with people on Twitter. He just wants to
I
shut
can't-
people down.
What
I can't comment on Twitter because I don't have or use it. But the video, he very clearly and adamantly took a stance of non-determinism when it comes to it because he doesn't have any evidence to say they did it. But the people saying it's impossible and this shit doesn't happen are fucking idiots.
It's just but this particular claim, it seems pretty absurd.
What Purdon just said, what it kind of reminded me of, this guy I dealt with years ago that was one of these, this asteroid's going to hit the Earth kind of people, and he's like, oh no, well, if this one doesn't, another one will. Are you saying that you won't eventually get hit by an asteroid? I'm like, dude, what the fuck does that have to do with it? I'm talking about this one, you retard.
Like, it's not really hard to figure out calculate whether an asteroid's going to hit the Earth or not. If the calculations show, no, physically, it's not going to happen. It can't happen. There's no maybe about it.
And countering that with, well, one day one's bound to.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah,
cares?
just not this one, and not any that we know of within the next 50 years or 100 years, so calm the fuck down. Doesn't mean we shouldn't try to do something about, deterring it from happening, but...
Yeah. Yeah, Stan, one thing I don't understand about that, I'm talking to the guy in chat there, why the fuck is it all these times that they have these rings or whatever they call them, why is it so many people that are in power that are behind them and operating them and that kind of shit, like in legitimate power over people? Is there some kind of correlation between
I think so.
activity and
wait. Are you saying that there might be a connection between power and corruption?
No. The power and the pedophile rings.
I think the kinds of people who that positions of power attract, psychologically, it attracts people who are into fucked up shit or who are just fucking sadistic. I think John Podesta is a creepy fuck. Don't get me wrong.
That really makes
me
think
the
that
whole
that's
Pizzagate thing. It just the way people are talking about it. It's this conspiracist, connect the dots bullshit, with Sandy Hook. I just don't buy it.
Well, here's where my train of thought is leading, though, is maybe that's why there's so many that are in, clergy, high-end clergy members that end up being that way, and maybe that's...
Oh, no doubt. That makes perfect sense to me.
And that's probably why there's so many high-power people pushing to ban, quote, fake news and that kind of stuff. It's because they don't want shit like this about them coming out.
I think it's more a matter that it's more desperation on the part of Hillary and her backers to not admit that she was a fucking shit candidate to begin with and wasn't fucking electable at all. They're still looking for everything but themselves to blame.
I also think that the mainstream media is scared shitless right now because they're quickly becoming obsolete.
Yeah.
You go to Sargon's channel, he has 470,000 or so subs. That's more than Washington Post, more than MSNBC, more than Fox, their individual YouTube channels have.
But they don't need. But hold on. But a lot of people will watch the TV. Okay, but the TV.
Yeah, a lot of people watch the TV and then wait till the baby boomers start dying off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
60% of Fox News or 70% of Fox's TV viewership audience is over 65.
Yeah.
They're going to be gone soon, and they're not being replaced.
Well, I can see some benefits there, but God, I'm worried. This problem is there's a lot of bullshit on the alternative media too, and my worry is
sure there is.
And my worry is okay. Don't get me wrong. Fuck the mainstream media and everything they've been doing, especially for the past 3-4 years. They've made it almost clear that they really have no journalistic ethics. But my worry is what's going to happen? Are we going to get InfoWars to replace?
Well, we're going to get InfoWars. We're going to get a lot of other independent organizations, and some of them will be more honest and more unbiased. Some of them are going to be ideologically biased, and some of them are just going to be infotainment, like InfoWars.
The money is in the echo chambers. When you get devoted fans, you get devoted money.
That's the kind of problem, and that's the same problem that affects large mainstream organizations just as much as an independent YouTube channels.
Hang on, Jordy. What are we talking about now?
Oh, journalistic ethics.
There you go.
But guys, I'll just ask a question. Is it possible that these companies, the news media channels like Fox, CBS, ABC, NBC, is it really possible for them to reform over the next couple of decades, or should I really not hold my? Should
They're
really
either they're
There's no
going
incentive to do so.
they're going to have to completely reinvent the way that they do things, or they're going to die off. They're going to fade into irrelevance and become little more than just a website like all these others.
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen. People aren't watching TV news.
Yeah,
you're more likely to get your news from Twitter.
Why do you? Yeah, I get a lot of my news from Twitter, but I mean, I try to follow some.
Ow! I felt my IQ drop when you said that.
But
Yeah.
okay,
Well, to be
hold on.
fair-
To be fair, it depends if you find good people. Like I don't follow like fringe conspiracy.
Wait. Are
theories.
you saying there are good people on Twitter?
Yeah.
Yes,
Then
there are
you're
lots
wrong.
of good people on Twitter.
Shh, that's a joke. Fuck off.
Sometimes I follow. Yeah, there's some good independent journalists that tend to be unbiased. I mean, maybe they're a little biased on some issues, but they tend to be far less. They tend to be far less biased than the mainstream news media. Some of them actually go to war-torn areas like Syria, and they actually report from there.
It's like looking at this. Like you don't necessarily want to trust like people like Russia Today, but when it comes to the U.S. politics, you can trust Russia Today.
Even
I think
like
international news in general is going to be more, whether it's Russia Today or Al Jazeera or BBC, is probably going to be a little less more unbiased when it comes to American media. Yeah, they still have a big fucking bias, and they're still bankrolled by corporate interests.
Well,
but
hang on
it's not just
though.
corporate,
Hang on
it's
though.
national interest too. Like
It depends on what part of Russia Today you're watching. I mean, the stuff that they have with the raw footage is fucking great.
yeah. But like,
In addition to that, though, a lot of their the ones that do the U.S. reporting, well, they may have some biases. It's not like Russia's giving them their fucking marching orders, not the ones that are based in the U.S. at least.
You're not the ones based in Washington.
I like how there's
Yeah.
a lot of rumor floating around right now that the ones who released and leaked the Hillary Clinton and Podesta emails was Russia, and there's all these accusations like they were trying to influence the elections by releasing these. And
we've
it's
done
like,
that. Like we've done that like with so many countries and so many
Yeah,
other countries,
but,
and Russia's not the only country to do that. The U.S.
But the thing, it's actually really pissing me off because they're upset that Russia released these to influence the election, and it's not because the emails were altered. It's not because the emails were fake. They're not making those claims. They're not saying that these emails didn't happen and they've been altered in some way. They're saying that they were brought to light by Russia. So you're saying it would have been a good thing to not find out that all this bad and evil shit that someone that could have been leading our country was doing, including conspiracy against another politician, Bernie Sanders. We as the public should not have known this. This should not have been brought to light. That's what you're mad at, the fact that this got released. That pisses me off.
No. Hang on. Let's be fucking real for a minute. Hillary Clinton, in one of the emails that was leaked to WikiLeaks, said about Julian Assange, can't we just fucking kill this guy? Of course he wants to influence the election.
That would have been
Hold on. What really disturbs me is the linguistic narrative spinning that's going on. Like, Russia might have had something to do with the DNC leaks has turned into Russia hacked the election. And this is the party line that everyone is spinning. Russia hacked the election. In the average person's mind, that says, well, we have evidence. It's a fact that Russia directly and actively hacked voting systems and changed votes to be for Trump. There's no evidence that.
You can't. That's impossible to do. Those electronic.
There is
voting
some
machines,
evidence that Hillary.
Wait.
Clinton did that.
Hang on. Prudent was about to say something stupid. Go ahead, Prudent.
That's impossible though. Those electronic voting machines, they're not connected to the internet. You can't hack them.
You can't hack. Hold on.
Like I said,
hack them directly. That doesn't mean they can't be tampered with. Some of them are actually really easy to tamper with.
Yeah, you'd have to tamper. You'd have to tamper with them physically, though. You'd have to take apart the machine.
Actually, it depends on. Wait, it depends on which model because some of them you can actually hack via wireless.
Prudent. Have you ever heard it? Hold on. Have you ever heard of something called malware? It's not that hard to infect some of these. Now, True, for them to actually for anyone to influence the election in any meaningful way, they would have had to infect
No,
tons and tons
no.
of voting machines.
I'm gonna go to a court case from shortly after the Bush election of somebody who was hired to develop a chip containing the necessary malware that could be easily inserted into a voting machine with the simple action of popping off the back with a screwdriver, replacing the chip real quick with a pocket soldering iron, popping the back on, and letting the voting machine boot back up, and bam, you can flip the votes to what you wanted pre-programmed into that chip just before the poll closes.
You'd have to do that to thousands upon thousands of voting machines.
No, you'd have to do that to 30 in a state. Bam, that state just flipped enough votes to be for the person you wanted.
What you have to keep in mind is that there are some districts that always have a lot more activity. You just need to worry about the primary districts.
Another fun fact about these, at least certain models of these voting machines, like the Diebold ones that are popular in a lot of places, the votes themselves are kept on an SD card. And there's a door with a lock on it that covers the SD card slot. Well, that lock uses the same standardized key. Like, it's a simple mechanical key that's used to open...
Well, how about the election committee that hands out the...
Hold on. That's used to open like soda machines, like soda fountain, like cabinets. So you can buy that key on Amazon, literally. I think I have one laying around somewhere.
Then there's a matter of the election committees that are in charge of actually handing out those cards and programming them and setting them for the candidates.
Oh,
all you'd have to do is change the template before you start printing the fucking things effectively.
And there have been a number of security researchers who have done vulnerability assessments of these machines. So they go to speak at DEF CON or whatever, and they basically get threatened with a lawsuit saying, "Withdraw your talk, or we will shut you down. We will sue you. We will throw you in jail." They don't want these machines audited, and that should bother you.
Yeah. If you have a couple of, say anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes of time where no one else is going to see that lock, and you have two sets of tweezers and a styrofoam cup, privacy like a voting booth kind of thing. You can pick those locks really easy.
Oh, yeah. Pick almost any lock.
What frustrates me is whenever somebody tries to claim that something's unhackable.
Ha! Ha! You funny.
Or you could voter suppress. You do know, most of those do have a USB port, right?
Voter suppression did more damage to this election than anything else.
What are those fucking overdrive things that are coming out, Kevin? They basically just trash electronics.
Oh, the nuke cards, the little basically a battery and a capacitor on a USB stick.
Yeah, you basically just walk in, just put that in, shuts it down, and that's it.
No, there's an even scarier version of that. That was there's a DEF CON talk just this year, where it's malware that runs on a flash drive. But even if you lock your computer and walk away, which is the security practice, you're supposed to do this. You lock your computer if you walk away from it. Well, with this assistant tool, someone could come up, stick this flash drive in a machine, and it will dump the memory and it will get your password, even if the computer's locked. Mm-hmm. Encrypt your drives, people.
Yep.
One way to protect against that, but not everyone does it.
Well, folks, that was third yawn, so it's about time for me to consider starting to wrap this up.
Bad for your health. Stay black.
I'm actually starting to get tired, so fuck this shit. Anyway, thanks for joining us on the Insomnia Shuffle tonight. We will see you again probably tomorrow night. Probably about the same time. I'm trying to start these somewhere around 9:30, 10:30, somewhere within that range. So, but come the end of the week, round about, I don't know, probably Friday, I'm probably going to set up a, basically through the holidays, we're probably just going to keep replaying old ones, and I'll do a 24-hour stream. And I'm more than happy for anyone that wants to go to the 13 Shadows channel and to try and give me your vote, so to speak, as to where you think we should start. Feel free to let me know. Just give me the number and we'll put it up for discussion.
Prudent Gate.
Of course, that's what you're going to say, but I don't even know which number that one was.
I do, but I have to look it up.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
But yeah, because I'm not sure where in it, because we're obviously not going to get through all 30 days now. No, 29 days. It's 29 days worth of shuffles.
I
And
could
24
give
hours a day, so
suggestions.
y'all come up with a starting point at some point, and we'll figure out where we're going to start it. But we'll just run constant shuffles through the holidays. Because I've got the extra machine for it right now.
We should start at last Christmas.
Gave you my heart
I could do that.
the very next day.
Yep.
Here you
And
go.
on that note, let's take this puppy the fuck offline and
Yeah,
going
someone
down
special.
in...
Special.
What the fuck?